There will be no intro because my feet hurt. Let's do this thing. The Friday Night Freak Show has begun. The pitch, the players, the hustlers, the people that busted with everybody else in between. You know the digits. You know the drill. Costa Rica, California, Montreal, Minnesota, Winnipeg, Weehawken, and a lot of motherfucking other places. Let's roll as we step up and in here on this Friday Night Freak Show. I'd be lying to you if I told you that we're coming out swinging here right now. It's been a long week, and it catches up. Fridays have always been, the end of the week. We do 1 million shows, yet now we do like 1,000,001 shows. So it's been a draining long week, but we'll give you another 120 minutes on the way out here this week. Jump into some football. We'll track the football. We got a football game starting in 5 minutes. So let's get right down to business. We've got Boise State and Fresno State in a Mountain West tilt, a critical football game, big-time football game in the Mountain West. And for those of you that aren't paying attention, Fresno State are really becoming a Mountain West power. And not just Mountain West power, they're a money power. Fresno State have pretty much been the best bet in college football for 2 years running, to go along with Alabama in the first half, of course, this year. But like seriously, Fresno State are literally, last year, they covered every game except one. They were the best team against the spread last year, and it's continued this year, man. They're 8-1 against the spread. Like, they're a covering machine. Like, and they've beaten some decent teams too. I mean, they lost to Minnesota. They could have won that game. They lost. They beat UCLA. For a Mountain West team, they're actually pretty good. Like, Fresno are much better than I think the average person realizes. Yet, Fresno State aren't usually asked to win on the road at Boise State. Now, this is one of these classic cases where Fresno State are probably the better football team. Fresno State are the better football team. Yet Boise, this is a classic example of it's pick your choice, man. You know what I mean? Pick your choice. You either get an 8-1 football team against the spread that's been dominant for 2 years, that's rolling along, on the road laying 2.5 points against a pretty freaking good Boise State team. This Boise State team is one of the better Boise State teams. I mean, they've lost 2 games this year. I thought potentially this was a 0-loss or 1-loss Boise team. I'm not sure it's a 3-loss Boise team. Now, Boise State have not been home underdogs since 1999. 19 years. Been 19 years since Boise State have been home underdogs, man. So it's one of these deals. So what do you want? You want the hot team now? You want the it kids? Or do you want a team that hasn't, doesn't lose on this blue turf very often and hasn't been a home underdog in 19 years? Now, there's no turning back. There's no turning back for me. I'm already in. I'm already in. And I'm on the Boise State Broncos. I ain't fucking with Boise State on that home field up there. Listen, Fresno have been good, but I'm from the old school, man. You got to prove it to me. You got to prove it to me. Listen, they went up there last year and they lost. All right? They lost last year at Boise. You know they want this one bad. They lost at Boise, but they played 2 weeks in a row last year, and Fresno beat them in Fresno, but then Boise beat them in Boise the next week, and they were tied. And the committee, and not the playoff committee, but the Mountain West board, they were the ones that made Boise State the Mountain West champions. And left a bad taste in Fresno's mouth, but Fresno lost at Boise. They didn't sweep them. So, Fresno sort of know this, that, we're going to need to win. Like, we need to beat these guys. But it's like, like a fight, like a boxing match. Boise State are the champs, and, we didn't knock them out, man. And the judges went with Boise. Like, we got to knock these guys out. Like, I guarantee you the kids on Fresno are talking to the coaches and everyone are like, fuck these guys. They fucking, you know what I mean? It's our turn and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm going with the home dog here. Give me Boise State. Now, I've got more on this game right now that's going on, to be honest. I put our plays in live on the radio show today. I loaded up an account in Canada. I can do that. I'm Canadian. I loaded up an account in Canada pretty much for the football game that I'm going to tomorrow. I can't play the Rutgers game here. And I will be going to the Michigan and Rutgers game in the morning. So listen, we're on Boise State, guys. All right, we're on Boise State. It's a tough game. Whatever you do, if you take Fresno, I can't say what are you doing. It's a real toss-up, man. All right, so I'm on Boise State. I went smaller on it. We're not playing around this weekend. I can't make it out to the Sportsbook tomorrow. Except I might when I'm all wasted tomorrow night, but I can't do that either. Fuck. Because of the Patreon show. I got issues tomorrow. I got to figure this shit out. Yeah, I can only be in so many places at once, Can only be in so many places at once. And we're going to the Rutgers game with Millhouse. Thank you very much, Matthias. Good to see you, buddy. Matthias in Germany. Yeah, the morning shows. Well, you know what? It was a tough week on the morning shows, but a new era begins on Monday. New branding, new name, and all that. But fun week of shows this week. We got to try to raise it up a notch. Now I'm really thrown into this the radio pit and radio wars and all that type shit. We got to raise it up. Time to raise it up another notch. I don't know how many more fucking notches I've got, to be honest, but I don't know how many more notches I've got. But we're going to try to find it. Like I said, Fridays you know what it is? I don't do naps anymore. I've been really experimenting, man. Like my schedule is really crazy. So I've been doing before I used to fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon all the time, like up to last week. I shut it down last week. So it's been 2 weeks that I've been on the no nap deal. Like I used to pass out every day, man, at 1:30 in the afternoon in that pit at the station. I'd fall asleep on the floor and shit. I was so tired. But it was making me worse, I found. So now I'm grinding through. Like today when I got tired, I just went outside. Can't fall asleep in the middle of the rain on fucking 38th Street. So I just go outside. It's raining. I'm like, all right, I'll go outside. Fuck, I'll blaze one. I'll go get something to eat. Dude, I got to stay awake. Fuck. So, but then it just hits me, man. Like, bam. It's like, holy shit. Fuck. I didn't get a chance to eat dinner tonight, too. Yeah, so exactly, Ghetto. I've been reading a lot about naps and if they're good, if they're bad, how long, and I've been really getting deep into it. I've been reading University of California, Berkeley studies on sleep and stuff. And there's a lot of mixed, whatever, man. Sleep is basically whatever works for you. But yeah, naps are kind of weird and it messes with you. You turn the brain on and off. That's when you sleep. It's like a computer resting your brain, really. That's why you sleep. Meditating for a few minutes is a good idea. Matthias says it's a bad habit. Yeah, so I've been trying to lay off the naps and it's catching up to me a little bit. I don't know. I'm tired tonight. I fell asleep I was here. I got back a little earlier today than normal. I was here at fucking 7:45, 7:50. So in my head, I was like, because normally I get back here on Friday nights at like 9 and 9:15. It's like it sort of just goes right into this show. I get off the boat, I'm like, fucking all right, let's go. But today I got back at like 7:50, which gave me time to sit down and pass out. That's the whole thing. Like if I sit down, I'll fall asleep. Like I passed out in a taxi last week. I was drunk, but I never do that. Like I don't remember. I've never done that. Like I'm not a pass out and drunk public guy. I'm a kick a garbage can guy. I'm a might I get arrested guy. I might get punched in the face guy. I might do something stupid gambling when I'm drunk guy. I'm a loud drunk guy. I'm a lot of things when I'm a drunk guy, but I'm not a passer outer. Like, I don't pass out. Yeah, like I just don't. I never have. Like I'm not gonna say never, fuck. Like I've woken up, I woke up in a ditch more, on a couple of occasions. Who hasn't? But like last week I fell asleep. I passed out in a taxi. Fuck. I never do that. I remember sort of like sitting down in a taxi and I was talking to the guy. And I remember like sort of telling him, I'm going to rest my eyes. Fucking, the old, I'm not sleeping. I'm just going to rest my eyes for a minute. I told the guy, I was like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm just resting my eyes. And then next thing I know, buddy's like shaking me. He's like, sir, you got to wake up. I'm like, I thought about it after. I'm like, it's a good thing I didn't lose my computer or anything. Like I had a bag around me. You know what I mean? I woke up in the morning. I was like, fuck, man, where's that fucking computer in that bag? I'm like, oh, there it is. All right. Yeah, it was a 15 vodka. It's a very good point. I drank too much vodka last week, too. Drank too much vodka last week. So as we were saying, we're going to Kyle's a professional napper. Yeah, we're going to the football game with Roe tomorrow. Well, we're meeting Roe at the game, except we're sitting together. We've got our tickets. There's one thing I've realized here. Listen, everyone's as tired as I am in this city, all right? Corey wanted to go to the game, but Corey's tired. He's the mayor of Harlem. He's beaten down. Corey's tired, and I know he'll bail at the last second. So I moved on from him. This isn't like the UFC either, where I'm like, well, it's kind of a shitty card and shit. Like I'm going to the Michigan game, right? And exactly. So everyone in New York is beaten down. Like in other cities, I'd be like, man, you guys are lame. But what am I going to say? So Corey's beaten down. Joe Lisi hit a fucking deer and sent me some long fucking email about the fucking game. About let's go. He can go to the Notre Dame Syracuse game next week. Let's go to the Notre Dame Syracuse game next week. Which that's fine, but that's next week. So at least Lisi was honest about it and bailed. Because Lisi was all gung-ho, fuck. Lisi's all gung-ho about it, and Lisi bailed, but at least was honest and sent me a fucking long email Wednesday night about how he can't go, he hit a deer, he's got automobile problems, he's got a million, whatever. At least he had like a 10 fucking point bullet list. So, yeah, Lisi was fucking open about it. Taylor and Sonny, yeah, Lisi would go if he could. It's college football. You know what I mean? Lisi was in. Like, Lisi had talked about coming for a couple of weeks. But Lisi basically wants to pick his spot, and he's, the thing is with Lisi, he even lives out there and shit. So, like, he really can't go. I'm sure there's a chick behind Lisi's story, too. He's not telling me the whole story, but you know the drill. So that's cool. Lisi tapped out. Taylor and Sonny are here, but they've got their own things going on, and I'm not fucking around when it comes to Michigan. UFC is one thing at MSG when I'm sitting in a bar, but this is a trip, baby. I got to get out there. It's a whole 9 yards. So they were like, Sonny was like, yeah, we want to come, and what time do we let you know? And I was like, all right, nope. I'm like, check, nope. I'm like, no. We're going down the list. A couple other people are like, fucking, I'm not going to see Rutgers. Like there's a dude at the Fantasy Sports Network that went to Michigan, the guy that does the card show, Greg Binion, cool dude. Looks like Harbaugh too, actually. He looks like a drunk Harbaugh, like an angry Harbaugh. And he's like, he told me some horror story about the last time he went to the Rutgers Michigan game fucking 2 years ago, and it took him 16 hours and blah, blah. Like, he's like, no, I'm not going this time. He's like, you're going to regret going all the way out there. Trust me. And he's like, it's far. All right. It's far. And I was like, yeah. He's like telling me he's watching it at the Michigan bar downtown in Hell's Kitchen. So basically I got the, I was like, all right, I'm not fucking around. So I've already scouted out the train schedule. I know my drill. I know what I got to do. And I know it takes a while. It really isn't. It really isn't easy to get out here. So no one wants to watch Rutgers in here. No one cares it's Michigan, Ty Rich. That's the thing. I'm a Michigan fan. So to other locals, it's like, are you fucking insane? I'm going to go out there in the fucking rain to Rutgers? Are you nuts? Like people like I've gotten, you couldn't pay me to go to a Rutgers game. Like people don't like Rutgers, all right? So, and another thing is it's in the middle of nowhere, man. And really in the middle of nowhere. Like the Meadowlands is like downtown next to this. So, of course, Roe is very excited about this game. Roe is very excited about the game. And, of course, Roe is a Rutgers grad. So who better to show me around the campus and shit than my main man, Millhouse? Hey, I'm in. I know Millhouse is serious about the game. So what I like about Millhouse is this kid is detailed and shit. He's texting me about what train he's taking, the exact train number. Like I know everything. Millhouse sent me a text. I am taking train number fucking this from fucking Hamilton, New Jersey to New Brunswick. I will be there at 1:27. Like, I told Ro, and it's all good, Ro, if you're a couple of minutes. He's like, no, I'll be there at 1:27 exactly. I was like, all right, it's cool. I'll see you at 1:27. So, no, it ain't the 160. I'm not even doing the 160 bus. I ain't taking no bus out there. I'm taking a train. I know what he looks like. He looks like Millhouse. I've met him before. Like most people, I'd be a little concerned about. I'd be like, man, this is Michigan, and I need my ticket, man. But you're doing the 160. Fuck. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, exactly, Ty Rich. I am prepared. Exactly. I'm gonna get like Ro's gonna give me these are my emergency contact numbers in case something happens at the game. I think it's gonna be funny because Ro doesn't know what he's getting himself into. Like Ro's coming to the game with me, but it's gonna be funny. I haven't decided on my level of drunkenness yet for this game tomorrow afternoon. I really haven't. Like a lot of times I'm already all in. Like a lot of times I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be smashed. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no ifs, ands, but this one's a little bit unique. It's a little different. Like I'm not going to get smashed fucking at 11 in the morning. Like I'm on the air too until noon. I'm leaving an hour early the TV show tomorrow. So I'm not going to get smashed on TV. So I won't be drunk. And then I'll be on a train right away. I'll have a few drinks on the train going there. What's up, Lisa? I actually warned Ro about that, Drew. I said, listen, Ro, I said, I don't stay for the whole game. Like I said, I won't stay for the whole game, just to let you know. Like I'm that guy. Like I admit it. I'm not one of these guys that, oh yeah, I stay to the final whistle. But no, I ain't staying to the final whistle. Are you crazy? We'll stay until Michigan's fucking safely covering, and then I'm leaving. Like, that's the deal, man. Like they, yes, they do, old man. Can you imagine? Like Millhouse is gonna like Millhouse is going to leave me. I've been warned, actually. Our boy Bavana told me that the Rutgers fucking cops are fucking pricks. I was warned, actually, fucking about to keep my head up. Like, they're like, when you smoke spliffs around Rutgers, be careful. And when you're around the stadium, be very careful. Like, they're nut job prick cops at that stadium, which I could totally buy into and believe. Yeah. I was warned by someone that went to Rutgers. They told me, dude, fuck, be careful around the campus. They're nuts. Like, they said the cops would be out. Like, basically, I guess Rutgers students are already a handful to deal with, which doesn't surprise me. Like, Rutgers students aren't, like, when, you know, there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens around the Rutgers campus. So, it's Rutgers. So, you know what I mean? These are the same fans that told the fucking kids from Navy that they're going to die soon. And they had, like, you're going to die soon chants because the kids from Navy are going to war. Like, they were, you know, Rutgers, like, fans and the chants have been known to get, like, pretty low. Alcohol in luxury areas. What are you talking about? Um, yeah, can you look into this a little bit more for me, old man? Listen, I was told by multiple sources. Maybe the liquor is in the luxury. I was told by multiple sources that they serve beer at Rutgers games. They serve beer at Rutgers games, but they stop selling at halftime. I've heard this from numerous people. Like, I heard this from someone that went to a Rutgers game this year. They said, yeah, I was at the Sportsbook. Buddy, it was an old guy, too. He said, yeah. He goes, they serve beer, but they stop at halftime. So, like, that's my deal. Like, you know, I'll be there for the first half. I'll stay for the third quarter, whatever. And another thing is, too, I don't want to be on a train coming back with, like, fucking 80,000 people, right? I got to beat the sort of traffic out of there. So it's funny. I said that to Roe. I said, man, the train. Roe is like, Roe is pretty smart ass. He goes, no, he goes, there won't be that many Michigan. He goes, no one goes. He goes, there's no Rutgers fans. And he goes, all the fans are going to be Michigan at the game. And he goes, the Michigan fans don't take the train there. You know, they'll all drive. He's got a good point. Michigan fans are hoity-toity fucking upscale. It's not going to be a shit fest. I doubt it. I'll be surprised. Like, you know, when we went to the Giant Eagle game, it was a shit fest on the train. Like, it's just thousands of people wasted on the train. People are drinking, and, you know, it wasn't as rowdy as Jet fans can be. Jet fans seem to drink more than Giant fans, but Giant fans kind of angry, but I find Jet fans sort of party more. Yeah, what do you mean? Like every these fucking college games, huh? Because that's the worst. I can't have a couple of drinks before the game and then get cut off in the game. Yeah, Lisa. So yeah, I got to go to craziest people I ever rode the train with. Chris Medina was fucking the U.S. Marines. I rode the train with the U.S. I was on a train with the U.S. Marines once in Europe. It was a fucking shit show, man. These guys are nuts, fuck. Like, Marines can drink, man. Like, these guys were nuts, except it was ugly. Like, they were starting shit with the locals on the train and stuff. It was when I went to the Monsters of Rock show in Germany. Fuck. There was like a whole platoon going to the concert. Like they were starting fights with everybody. They were fighting with each other. I got along with them because they were cranking Metallica and shit. Metallica were playing in Germany, so I was all wasted. I had space cake. Fuck, they were eating. Everyone was eating this space cake shit. Fucking, we were wasted. Fuck. I don't even think there is a Michigan money line. So yeah, I already put my bet in, guys. I already put my bet in. I already bet the game. I've got Michigan minus 23 in the first half. And for the love of God, please don't tell me that I can't buy drinks. Like, what's this luxury ticket mean? What the fuck does that mean? I saw that on fucking line. What does that mean? I was like, you guys don't even have luxury boxes. Fuck. What are you guys talking about? Hey, listen, I don't give a shit. Fuck. We'll fucking trade our tickets. Fuck, when we get there. Michigan played Rutgers 2 years ago at Rutgers, and they beat them 77-0. So 54-17 equals 71. We hit the over in the Syracuse-Ville game. Boom, motherfucker. Nice. That's a 2-0 start tonight. Listen, guys, you know, I got to do what I practice, what I preach more. And I'm glad that college basketball's back and everything. But you notice my route last night. I did less props. I put 300 on the over. I'm changing things up again. I'm changing things up again. I'm going less games, bigger units from here on out. For this, we always mix things up, but that's my new thing this week. I surprised Cam too today because I told him, yeah, get this play in. We were on the air if you heard me. And he goes, all right, what do you want? I told him, 250, 250 on Michigan in the first half, minus 23. We went 250 on Michigan in the first half. Minus 23 points. I don't know if I should have laid the 39 instead in the game. 23 is pretty high, man. It's a lot of points, Frank. But I'm going to hit Michigan in the game as well, too. My plan was to bet on Michigan, too. You know, I almost have remorse now and thinking I should have just laid the game in case they have a slower start. But I wanted to get it in before it got to 24. I don't think Rutgers is going to score. No, I'm not taking any basketball tonight. I got no basketball. Yeah, I went 250. I know 200 is the spot. I raised it up 50. I went 250 Michigan first half minus 23. And I'm going to bet it again. I'm going to bet Michigan in the game. I'm going to the game and whatever, man. They should be able to cover against Rutgers. Fuck. I got, this is why I want to cover myself. I got the first half in the game. You know what I mean? So if they get up 24-0 or something and slow down in the second, all right. If they're slow out of the gate, they pick it up, all right. No, my deal is headshot. I didn't cap this college shit tonight, and I don't want to bet. We're going to give you a bunch of picks for the football over the weekend, so you'll get picks, but I'm not forcing things. I looked at the board tonight, and I was like, you know what? Syracuse are going to kill these guys. So we've got Syracuse. I said, I think I like Syracuse to go over. I took, I took the over, and I like Boise. I bet 3 games tonight. Tomorrow we'll be on college football. We'll have some college basketball. Like sometimes it'll be NBA night, right? But I'm not betting every league, every sport, every fucking night for the sake of it. I'm not like, oh, you know what? I really like this college football, but let me fucking force a college basketball because I have to bet a college bet. Like, there's no law that says I have to bet an NBA game tonight, right? I don't like the NBA tonight. If I was going to bet the NBA tonight, I'd take the Sacramento Kings for what it's worth. I like the Sacramento Kings tonight. But You know, I can't worry about the Sacramento Kings. I got to worry about this Boise State game. I can't worry about 12 games a fucking night. Last night's a great example. I love the over in the football game. I bet the over. I was going to put 500 on it. I bet 300 on it. And I ended up losing fucking $200 in stupid NBA bets. I didn't love those NBA games. Nice news is, too. Oh, yeah. How about that last night? I gave you guys last night Milwaukee Bucks plus 480 second half. See, I told you. Last night, Milwaukee plus 480 second half cash, fuck, money line. Hey, Akko, how about you buy a fucking TV, you cheap son of a bitch? Or figure out a sports streaming site, you dumb fuck. How's that? Akko C. Jun Jun. Fuck. I really doubt you're Asian. Full game on your channel, fuck. That's good for you. Good for you, Juan. I think we'll you know what? I think we'll send you, we're going to donate money to you, Juan Vin, because your channel has the game, fuck. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you, bro. He's from Fiji, eh? Well, fuck you, Fiji. How's that? You understand that? Fuck you, Fiji. What's up, Robert Lopez? The kid actually has the game. Well, good for him. I didn't kick him out. I don't know. Good for him. He's got a game. All right. You know what? The kid trying to hustle for his channel. Whatever, man. I got nothing against Fiji. I just, whatever. If the guy's in Fiji, I figured he's probably patriotic and it upset him. Hello, Bobby Mills. So, listen. Syracuse. Is this game over yet or what? Yes, it is officially over. Oh, my God. Louisville scored again. Let me just make sure what I had this in this fucking contest. They won by 21. The spread was 20. So, but that late touchdown, whoa, they barely got through this. Where the fuck is it? Golden Nugget. Here it is. All right. Fuck me. It was 21. It went to a push. Fuck, man. Motherfuckers. It's a push in the Nugget contest. I had Syracuse in the Golden Nugget contest. I was just about to pat myself on the back on the win. Oh, that's right. It's 54-31. What the fuck am I thinking? Yeah, 31. I'm looking here. I'm like, oh my God, they won by 21. Fuck. All right, hey, we won. Settle down, Hamburg. Thank you. I need a nap and a massage. Hey, like Big Will said, I'm expecting Roe to bring the hookers and blow tomorrow, though. Hey, we won in the Golden Nugget again. I'm telling you, got a puncher's chance there, man. That's a win. That's a win. That's a win in the Golden Nugget. That's one out of the way. If you notice, all right, flea flicker, Boise, big play coming up. They ended up dumping it off, but Boise's moving the ball. Yeah, so we hit the. We had these guys in the Golden Nugget contest. No luxury, no alcohol luxury box of Rutgers. I'm not in a luxury box. Where's my man, oh man? Can somebody just tell me they sell beer? Anyways, I know they sell beer. It'll be all right. You know what, though? It sounds like I'm going to fucking, I'm going to sneak booze in. I'm going to sneak booze in. I'm going to buy like the little mini bottles. That's the key. I learned my lesson in Mississippi when I saw the kids busting out the fucking airline booze. You got to get the little mini bottles, fuck. Stick it in your sock and shit. Nearly intercepted. So they only sell beer in the Audi Club. What does that mean? Is the Audi Club like closed for everybody or like what? Or do you go into the fucking, do you go into the Audi Club and drink and you go back to the stadium? Is everyone allowed in this Audi Club? What's the deal with this? $900 a ticket. Yeah, yeah. Well, it looks like I'll be leaving at halftime. Fuck. I'll suck it up for a fucking half, man. Not like $900 for a Rutgers. Like, come on, man. Who's paying $900 to drink? Now, what happens if I get caught sneaking booze in? They just take the booze, or am I not allowed in? If there's ever a day, you know, they have a beer garden which closes. All right. I'm getting the booze in. Nolly No says they're going to take my booze and kick me out. Yeah, but I'm talking about at the door. If they find me at the door, you can go to the fucking Super Bowl for $900. You get a Super Bowl ticket on game day for $900. Fact, like you get $900 for a Rutgers game. What's the point of even having booze if it's like, you know, the party deck? What's the party deck? What, they have a metal detector? I'm whatever, man. It'll be all right. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. That's the thing with college football I don't like in college sports. They screw around with the booze too much. It does sound like an adventure, Matthias. Yeah, in American college games, it's a real adventure, Matthias. So some of the games are fun. You know, the kids are all wasted. The way it works, Matthias, with NCAA games in the States is the kids just get shit faced before the game, like really, really drunk, and then they go in. You know, and they're all wasted, and then they're all tired by halftime and stuff. Now, there's certain schools that sell beer at their games all day and shit, like UNLV does. Like you go to a Las Vegas sport, you know, UNLV basketball or football, you get whatever you want. Like it's just like going to a normal sporting event. You know what I mean? They got a bar, they got booze, they got beer, they got food, whatever you want. You know, there's no like rule there. Miami, I went to the championship game in Miami. They had booze, they had bars and shit, but they shut it down pretty early. Yeah, see, I'm the type of guy though, Matt. Once I get going, I don't like stopping. Like Kyle Hamburg says, I should almost just fucking eat pizza and popcorn, and you know what I mean. Not put myself in that situation, but whatever. It'll be a good time. Look at Matthias. Matthias, a big time college football fan. Yeah, getting back is going to be an issue too. Like I don't even know how to get back, Drew. I was thinking about that. Like I got to look that up. Like, do I come back? Do I fucking? Where do I get off when I come back? Like I'm leaving from Penn Station, but should I go back to Penn Station? Like, can I get off at? Should I get off at like? Do they stop in Secaucus or something? I don't know. Like, settle down, Travis Taylor. Hit the booze after the game. No big deal. What are you talking about? No. Now I'm gonna have to drink more. But this is what they do. Now this is what they do. Now I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to drink more before the game. Like they force you to binge drink. Now I'm like, before I was like, I'll have a couple of drinks. Now I'm like, you know what? Fuck, all right. You guys want to play me like this? Fuck. I'm going to get fucking ripped before I come in, because I'm not sneaking. I won't sneak that much in. I'll just bring a couple of little things in. Enough, I'll buy a Coke, couple of rum and Cokes or something in there during the game. Exactly. Kyle Hamburg. That's it. I got to start off. I got to go early. Drink a fifth on the way. No. So all kidding aside, I'm gonna drink. I'm not doing any lines. All right. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink a little bit on the way there. I'm gonna drink on the way there. And listen, I'm getting there at 1:15 in the afternoon. Exactly, C-Mad. You figure Rutgers sucks so hard. No wonder no one wants to go. You're right. Hey, let's go to Rutgers and not drink. Fucking sit in the fucking shit fucking Piscataway, New Jersey. Fuck, like, really. So, yeah, we get there like 1:15, and the game's at 3:30. So get this. So it takes an hour on the train to get there from Manhattan. 57 minutes to be exact. You know, whatever. 57 minutes to get there. And then once you're there, you're not even at the stadium. I think like the stadium's next to like a river or something like that, that you need to take the shuttle. Like it's not like, oh, it's an optional. It's like, no, you need to take the shuttle after. Like Rutgers have a Rutgers shuttle that picks you up. So I got to go to this train station and I'm meeting my boy Ro Millhouse outside the Rutgers campus bookstore. This was my Saturday afternoon. I'm going to be fucking hooking up with Millhouse at the Rutgers campus bookstore. And that's the meeting spot where the shuttle picks you up. And I asked Ro, though, I said, hey, Ro, there's got to be some bars in the area, right around the fucking campus bookstore. And he goes, oh, yeah, there's a bunch of bars. Campus by, like, you know. So Ro is going to take me to the Rutgers hotspots tomorrow afternoon before the game. I told Ro, let's go out for some drinks before the game. He's like, I don't know. I think Ro's going to have one beer or something, probably. I'm going to be like fucking, give me a double cranberry. Like, I can just see it now. One more before I go, Ro. Hold on a minute. Fuck. Hold on, Ro. Fuck it. It's going to be like 3:22. I can see Ro panicking. We got to go, Gabe. I'm like, chill out, Ro. We'll be there in a minute, Ro. Yeah, I'll tell Millhouse, you hold the weed and booze. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. No, I'm not going to the Bills game on Sunday. I'm sure there will be some nice girls at the game, but I'm a 48-year-old man. Fuck, I can't, whatever. I'm too old for these college chicks. Yeah, I'll periscope from the game a bit, Ken. Yes, I'll periscope. I'll periscope from the game. Yes. Yeah, it's true. I got to hit on like the players' parents and shit. I got Periscope. Holy fuck, man! We have fucking. What do you trolls do? You have multiple accounts at once for me. I think he has internet access tonight. Fuck. Kid's on probation or something, right? I don't know. He's allowed to use the internet. I don't know. His parents are gone or something. So yeah, we'll jump into the games. Besides talking about this, so yeah, we will have a good time tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Whatever. We'll. My neighbors, I don't know. I don't really see them. To be honest, man, most of the people in this condo are dickheads. Like in the elevator and stuff like that. Most of them are dickheads. But the the door people are cool. You know what I mean? I haven't got any complaints. I'll put it that way. You know, no one said anything to me. I've been here long enough that someone would have said something. It's very big, so you know it seems loud in here. I'm sure you can hear my voice in the hallway a bit, but nobody seems to care. No one's out there. But yeah, they're not. No, I find New Yorkers are different. Like the New Jersey, I'm like New Jersey yuppies, Medina. Like it's like people from Union City are cool and Bergen and shit like that. New Jersey's cool. Like people from Jersey are cool, but I'm in a sort of like yuppie sort of area. Modern sort of condos and like they said, there's a lot of like I don't know if they're rich, but want to be rich or I've noticed like most of the dudes are assholes in my building. A few of the chicks will talk to you in the elevator a bit, but for the most part, everyone's standoffish. Yeah, exactly. Like I smell it a bit when I come in here, Drew. You know what I mean? And there was once in the hallway, I was sort of like, I was like, yeah, fucking, it kind of smells like weed out here. And I knew it was me. I was like, yeah, kind of does, Um, but you know what it is? Is actually I left like a bag open, so it was more so like just smelled like skunk in here. It wasn't really like. Yeah, it's very. You know what? Matt. When I lived in Toronto, I thought people were dicks in my condo in Toronto and Liberty Village. This is very Liberty Villages here. It's very comparable. It really is. I guess it's just me. And you know what my deal is? I like to live in nice build. I don't like living in dumps, so I just end up with these dickheads all the time. But no, I like. I don't have a problem. To be honest, too, I finally discovered, like Drew knows, I finally discovered, like I used to never go into Hoboken. But Hoboken's where it's at. I'm an idiot. Fuck. Like I went on the other side of the bridge the other day, and I'm like, holy fuck! I didn't realize it was this close. I'm like, I've been here like 2 months. Go to the gas station all the time. I'm eating in fucking one Michael's Pizza all the time. I go on the other side of the bridge. I'm like, holy shit! There's a 24-hour diner here. And I'm like, oh my god! There's fucking like 18 restaurants. I'm like, oh, there's the grocery store. Yeah, okay. Listen, Baller Bet podcast. We let you push your podcast once, but now you're just annoying, fuck. So either talk about basketball or shut the fuck up and get out of here. Right? Yeah, I've always every time I'm on the other side of that bridge, I'm drunk. Yeah, we get it. You're from Etobicoke. Good. All right. Listen, Baller Bet podcast. I don't care. I have no problem. Just don't flood the chat. And then Sunday, I was going to go to the Bills-Jets game, but I ain't doing that. It goes to show how disgusted I am that I go to the Meadowlands all the time and I don't want to go to the game. Like, I'm going all the way out to Piscataway. I can't drink. We're doing this. It's like hours. I got to take time. You know what I mean? For Michigan, I'm jumping through hoops. But for the Bills, no. I missed last Sunday's show because of the UFC. And, I don't even really, whatever. I can miss Sunday. You know what I mean? It's more, if I told Mike I'm leaving after 2 hours, I can say it, But, I'll suck it up. I'm not going to I'm not going. Because, Medina, number one, I lose money, all right? Number one, I lose money by not doing the show on Sunday. Number two, it costs me money to go to a game. So it's like a big, big monetarily swing for me here. I go from making fucking hundreds of dollars to spending hundreds, you know what I mean? You can't go to a Bills-Jets game without getting shit-faced. It's fucking expensive. I'll end up in a sports book. It'll become like a whole – it actually sounds like a good time, but I'm old. I can't, drink all the time and shit. So I'm picking my spot. I'm going to Michigan Rutgers. And another thing is the Buffalo Bills suck and the Jets suck. I went to the Bills-Jets game last year. I'm not obligated to go to the Bills every time they're in the city that I'm in. Maybe if you guys didn't suck so hard, I would go. But it's embarrassing. You're terrible. And like I said, the only reason I want to go to this game is because I could go yell at the Bills. Fuck. I'd go yell at McDermott and the general manager and say, fuck, you guys are cocksuckers. Fuck. Fucking the Jets are a pathetic. The Bills are a pathetic embarrassment. They're an embarrassment to the NFL. Nate Peterman's the worst starting quarterback in the history of the NFL, and you guys just keep rolling him out there every week. You were a fucking playoff team last year. Maybe you shouldn't have fucked with Tyrod Taylor so much, bro. It's just McDermott pisses me off. The GM pisses me off. The whole team pisses me off. I went to the Bills-Jets game last year. I watched the fucking Jets win. I didn't enjoy it. I'm not doing it again. Exactly. If the Bills were good and Josh Allen was playing and I'd bet on them and, hey, give me the Bills plus the points and shit, but they're not good. Josh Allen's not playing. And why would I go? Why would I lose a bunch of money to go and spend money to go see Nate Peterman? Come on. Who would do that? Like I said, I'm going to go next week, though, the Notre Dame Syracuse game. I'm going to go. I'll go with Lisi. That's something really cool. The Bills and the Jets guys at that stadium in the middle of the night, whatever. It's not even Jet fans don't want to go. My boy Frank Stample, I asked him last week. I said, "You want to go to the game?" He's a Jet fan. We went together last year, and he said, "I'm not going, bro." He's like, "Fucking." He goes, "We go to that game." He goes, "We'll get home at fucking 8 at night. We're gonna get stuck on the fucking train." He's going off. Listen, I can get out here easier, but it's true. It turns into a whole fucking production. People don't realize it's easier for guys that sit at home. Going to a football game turns into an 8-hour day and shit. My day tomorrow is consumed by going to this Michigan game. I'm not going to come home for 3 hours, wake up in the morning, Bills time. Next week, I'll go to Yankee Stadium. That's awesome. That's going to be an atmosphere. Syracuse is 8-2, man. Syracuse is 8-2. Fuck no to this shit, dude. Syracuse win this game next week. Syracuse are like playing on New Year's Day type thing. Like, this is real. Syracuse are 8-2. Syracuse are like New York school too. You know what I mean? Like, there's a shitload of Michigan grads here, but Syracuse is like the big one. Like, I'd like to know, like, the study. Like, I'm sure there's more Syracuse grads in New York City than any other university, you know? Like, it's a hot ticket in the city. Like, online I saw it's like $200 and shit. There's Notre Dame fans in New York. There's Syracuse fans in New York. It's Yankee Stadium. The game is massive. Notre Dame's undefeated. Syracuse have only lost 2 games. That's some cool shit. Yeah, well, Syracuse calls himself. But the thing is, New York City, and you know this, Drew, New York jumps on the Cuse wagon, though, all the time, right? When the Cuse are doing good and going to the Final Four, the New York Post calls them New York's team. When the Cuse are shit, they ignore them, and then Seton Hall is New York's team. Look, New York's team should be St. John's. That should be that's New York's team, St. John, right? And St. John, that's their team. But my New York team, my local team is Seton Hall. Touchdown, Fresno State. 6-3 early in the second quarter, extra point pending. Yeah, I like Seton Hall and the Manhattan Jaspers. That's my local team is the Jaspers. And I got a soft spot for LIU, Long Island, Brooklyn. And my Jersey team, Seton Hall. Medina's a Fordham guy. From what I understand, I think that Fairleigh Dixon is like real close to me. Somebody told me the other day, like I asked someone, I said, what's the closest fucking college basketball game to me right here? I said, like, if I want to go to a college basketball game, not high profile at school, but at, Division I can bet on the game or whatever and go to the game. What's the closest school? I was told Fairfield. Oh, yeah, where is NJIT? Good point. The Institute. Where's the Institute at? A lot of Fordham, a lot of Rams in the house here, I see. Yeah, if any of you guys are local, you want to go, we'll go to some, there's my boy Riggs. Listen, I tweeted out, I'll tell you guys right now, we'll get into the football here in a couple minutes, but let me show you here. Because I sent it to my boy. Big Man's not joining us tonight. I don't know. He's been weird this week, I think. Normally he would tell me, you know what I mean, earlier in the day. Or he's always like on top of this stuff. And I just assumed he was good. And I sent him a thing. And he's like, no, I'm out tonight. So where's Kyle Hamburg at? I sent Kyle the link. Let me find it. Here it is. Kyle. Oh, here it is. This is pretty cool. I'm glad I found this. This is every game that's at Madison Square Garden this year, guys. So this for you too, Riggs. We got to go to these games. Bet on these games. Going to be wicked. Somebody this morning on I was going to say on the Carton Show, but the new branding starts Monday. So these are all the games that are being played, all right, at Madison Square Garden this year. So we'll know which game to go to. We can plan it and shit. The first games up are next weekend. Starts with the 2K Empire Classic benefiting Wounded Warrior Project tournament, November 15th and 16th. Syracuse University take on UConn. Meanwhile, the Iowa Hawkeyes represent the Big Ten and will take on the Pac-12's Oregon Ducks. There's Syracuse, UConn, Iowa, Oregon. Cool game. I'm not like, oh, I got to be at that stuff. You know, if it works into my schedule and shit, maybe I'll pop in. Good thing about basketball is it's unlike football. I don't need to get drunk at a basketball game. It just is. I don't know. You can't describe it, but you're outside at football. There's tailgating. It's a different experience. Basketball is only 2 hours, man. College game takes like 2 hours and 10 minutes. You know, it's like literally, you know what I mean? NBA is about 2.5. So I used to go to Raptor games all the time and just eat popcorn, drink a Pepsi, eat some pizza, whatever, bet on the game. And I enjoy myself. Football, I don't like sitting in a stadium sober at football games. Everyone's wasted around you. You realize you're in the middle of nowhere. You're like, what am I doing here? I could be at home watching this on TV. It's a better experience on TV. Like, the only reason to go to a football game is to get drunk. Sort of like the UFC. Unless you're going to the UFC to look at chicks and get wasted and shit and just party, it's better on TV, you know? Football is way better on TV. It's like, football is crap in person. I don't know like there's anyone in the chat that's actually never been to a football game before, but it's way better on TV. Like, it actually is. Like, there's no, especially now, like TVs with HD and the angles and everything, it's a better experience on TV. You see more. Like football, you go, you know, to get blasted and cheer and fucking, you know, hang out with other fans of the team, get wasted in the parking lot. You know, it's a more of a booze fest of football. The basketball, like at MSG, I'm across the street. I can walk into the fucking, leave the studio, boom. I'm in Madison Square Garden. 2 hours later, I'm home here. Hey, guys. Right? Like, it's quick. But these are the games I want to go to here this year. We'll plan it. So Villanova plays against St. John's at MSG, but that's not until February. This is the one here. 8-time champion Kentucky Wildcats on Saturday, December the 8th, are at MSG to play Seton Hall. That's pretty cool. That's definitely on the radar. Like, we got to go to that. Like, that's on the radar. Kentucky and Seton Hall. Duke Blue Devils. This is like December 20th. This is fucking awesome. Duke Blue Devils versus Texas Tech. I thought it was Texas, but it's Texas Tech. Texas Tech are a good team. So that's, you know, I was cooler if it was Texas. So it's lost its luster to me with Texas Tech. On the Jimmy V Classic on December the 4th, Notre Dame versus Oklahoma, Florida versus West Virginia. December the 9th, Columbia versus Iona, St. John's against Princeton. This is the one I want to go to too. I want to go to St. John's versus Georgetown, January 27th. To me, that's MSG East Coast basketball. That's like Big E shit right there. St. John's, Georgetown, MSG. You know what I mean? Like, you think of old school MSG and St. John's and shit. That's what I think of. Like I just want to go for the nostalgia. Like, you know, to say I've seen St. John's, Georgetown at the Garden. That's like an historic type matchup. Like, I know to most people, you're like, why? That's the one that catches your eye. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I'm going to go to that Georgetown fucking St. John's game. But we got to go to that December 8th. You can bet the game, too. You can bet on that shit. So we can get the bets in. Riggs over at the book. Go see Kentucky and Seton Hall. No, we can't because Seton Hall are playing. Fuck. We'll get to bet it. This is something else that's really cool, too, they have. I didn't even know they did this, but It's the 4th annual Big Ten Super Saturday with basketball in the afternoon and hockey at night. Maryland versus Illinois, Saturday afternoon at the Garden. And then they play hockey at nighttime. Penn State versus Michigan. Fuck, it'd be cool if it was fucking Michigan basketball. Fuck. That's not a bad day. You get your worst days and worst ways to spend a Saturday afternoon. You go fucking get hammered at the Garden, watch Michigan, Illinois, Maryland, Illinois basketball, and then watch some Michigan hockey. Michigan Penn State hockey at MSG. This is why Rutgers are in the Big Ten. It's the only reason. So the Big Ten can do things like this. The Big Ten can say, yeah, you know what? We have a reason. Like, why is the Big Ten at MSG in New York? Well, because Rutgers is in the league. So it's our way of playing in New York. Like the Big Ten had their tournament at Madison Square Garden 2 years ago. This is why they, the Big Ten figured, no one else is taking this New York market over. Let's try to do it ourselves. Yeah, that Michigan hockey would be pretty cool. That's a very good point. The Sports Rage Anniversary show, in which I'm going to have to make a decision where we're doing this show. Yeah, what's up, Pittsburgh Brew? Exactly. Yeah, no, and if you're Rutgers, you shouldn't be in the Big Ten. It's not right for Rutgers. It's not fair. What fun is this for the Rutgers students? You know what I mean? You're in the Big Ten. Yeah, you get to see Penn State and Michigan. They're murdering you. They're murdering you. People, the Big Ten's yes, it's a free win, and we're in a New York market. The way Michigan looks at it, it's yeah, we're wasting our time playing Rutgers, but hey, we're going to be on TV in the New York area. But the thing is, no one watches Rutgers games. You're exactly right, old man. I said the same thing. They should be playing against UConn and Temple and the Buffalo and Army and shit like that. They shouldn't be playing against Big Ten opponents. It's not fair to them. The thing is, though, it's not fair to the students. They can't enjoy the college experience and rah go team. Because why? What you want? How many Rutgers students want to go watch Michigan fucking steamroll them tomorrow? Right? They're getting embarrassed. They're getting killed. There's no fun for the students. The boosters. I was talking to me and Rich Shermanell were talking about it. And the boosters are tapped out because they don't want to throw just fucking pennies into the ocean off the Titanic. Right? So if you guys were playing against SMU and Army and stuff like that, you could actually say, hey, man, we got a chance tomorrow. Hey, we can beat SMU. You don't have a chance against Big Ten teams. Give me a minute here. We're getting to some picks. Fresno looking like the better team right now. We might be on the wrong side of this. All right, so let's jump into tomorrow's games, and we'll get into the NFL after. Oh, yeah, and for the record, I'm going to do our anniversary here. We're going to do it here. I'm going to Vancouver at Christmas time. I might do I'll do some live shows there. I don't know if I'm going to do an official Rage type thing because my schedule is kind of whacked. I don't really know the days, but I'll do a live show or two from Vancouver. We'll go out in Vancouver once over the holidays. I am going to go to Vancouver, and but I think the anniversary show, I'm leaning with hoops, to be honest. Could do it over to FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel Sportsbook could be all right. But I'm thinking hoops. Hoops. We were over at hoops before, and we enjoyed ourselves. Yeah, there's UFC tomorrow as well. It's not a great UFC card. We'll take a look at the numbers here. We'll see what we got. So let's take a look. At the college football for tomorrow. Fresno's moving the ball again. Come on, Boise. Fuck you. Really? You're going to give up your dominance on your home field to these guys? They're fucking good. Fresno are a really, really good team. All right, so we got Maryland and Indiana in the morning here. This Maryland Terrapin team, they've shown a lot of grit. They really have. Like, for everything that these kids have been through, the circus that they've been through, the fact that they're on the verge of going bowling. It's hard not to pull for these kids. They got rid of Durkin again. At least the scumbag administrator that hired Durkin back fucking stepped down after. Not an easy game, though, going into Indiana to win. Indiana is Indiana, but we're talking about Maryland here. You bet on this game. I lean Maryland, but it's Indiana -1 for a reason. The game's a real toss up, and you got two mediocre teams playing. Tulsa and Memphis. I don't have any desire to bet that shit. I don't really like the College Board tomorrow. Nothing's really jumping off the screen at me here. Like Illinois, Nebraska. I'm not laying 17 with Nebraska, and I'm not taking Illinois. BYU and UMass. I don't know if BYU should be 14-point favorites. But, you're betting on a UMass Minutemen. I'm trying to be more disciplined and not just bet on like crap ass teams for the sake of getting a bet in, We still would do it. It's going to happen. I'm going to get dumb bets in as it is anyway. So I don't need to force them. I don't trust BYU, but I don't really trust, I don't trust UMass enough. The game's at Gillette Stadium, huh? Is the quarterback banged up, though, for UMass? I'm not taking it anyway. Screw that. I'm not fucking with the UMass Minutemen. It's a crap-ass game. Mississippi at Texas A&M's at noon. I'm not sure Texas A&M should be 12.5-point favorites. All right, missed the field goal. Good. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Remember, Ole Miss can't go to a bowl game, right? So they're a scrappy team, actually. I don't, I think Texas A&M are a little bit overrated. The problem with Mississippi is, their defense isn't very good. Their offense is good. They score points, Mississippi. Can Texas A&M run the ball on them? That's the thing. Like Ole Miss are getting gashed on the ground. Can Texas A&M exploit that? You look at Texas A&M; they're coming in on a 2-game losing streak right now. I mean, they're just going to want to get in the winner's circle. I think Ole Miss is the play. I don't think A&M should be 12.5-point favorites. Yeah, the Buffalo Bulls, dude. Riggs, that university's rolling, bro. Football, basketball, they got a good little program running down there. Whoever's running the Buffalo Bulls, the athletic, I'm not even kidding. Fuck, the Bills should hire him. Fucking Bills don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, I got to lean to Ole Miss in that game. South Carolina at Florida, I don't know what to make of this. Florida screwed me last week. Florida's really good. Their defense is really good, but they're kind of, their offense is inconsistent. You got Will Muskamp coming back to Florida where they didn't like him. He got fired and shit. Will Muskamp's a dickhead. It's a weird game. Probably goes under the number. I don't play a lot of college unders, but I don't see there being a lot of points in this game. Should be a pretty smash mouth game. The SEC is generally an over. The SEC is generally an over conference. If you look at their totals, South Carolina's 4-4 with their totals, sort of right on the number. It's 4-1 to the under the last 5 times they played. It went over last year, but it was 28-20, and the total was 40. Look at that. The total was 40 last year, 40.5, and it was 28-20. It went over. That's less than 54. The year before that, they played, it was 20-7. The total was 38.5. It was 20-7. The year before that, the total was 47. They only got to 38. The year before that, they got to 43. The year before that, they got to 33. The year before that, they went over the number. Like, you look at the history of these two programs playing each other, and the high-scoring games are a rarity. They both have very good defenses. Look at this game, 54. I don't see how it gets there, to be honest. I'm not a big under guy, man, but I'm not a big under guy, as you guys know, but this one feels like it's a lower scoring game. And also, we should note the Gamecocks' last 4 games have been decided by 4 or fewer points. They play close games. I'm looking at the under here. Under 54. Anytime you're betting an under, though, in college and in football, like, they could be a track meet for all you fucking know, right? But I doubt it. I doubt it. Ohio State and Michigan State. This game, they can both go fuck themselves. Whatever I do in this game would be wrong. Like, I don't like these teams. Total's 48.5 here. This feels a little low. All right, Boise State's moving the ball now. I lean Michigan State in this game getting points. I'm not going to bet them because I'm not betting this game. Like I'm really like, I have new rules that I'm sticking to. And one of my rules is I'm not betting on teams that I hate, fuck. And I hate both these teams. So I'm, whatever happens, I'm just going to be angry after the fact. But Ohio State have problems. I think Urban Meyer's going to retire after the end of the year. They got blasted by Purdue by 29. They barely beat Nebraska. Nebraska are terrible. They were lucky to beat Nebraska. They've got a ton of talent, Ohio State, but something just seems to be off with them. And we're saying this about a team that's only lost one game this year, right? So they're still damn good. Michigan State, Michigan State or Michigan State. Michigan State can be good, and, they can also be pedestrian. Michigan State are a lot like the Tennessee Titans. Like, if they fall behind, they're in trouble, but if they stay ahead of the scoreboard, they're a load to deal with. One thing with Michigan State is they play better in big games. I don't like their program, but I respect their coach. I don't really respect him. I think he's a dickhead, actually. I don't like him, but he's a good coach, D'Antoni. Like, Michigan State played good in big games. You know what I mean? Like, when they played at Penn State, it was a big game for them. They won the game. The Michigan game was 21-7. It was a weird game. Michigan are really good. It was a closer game than this. Like, it was 14-7 late, in the fourth quarter there. Michigan pulled away in the fourth, late in the fourth. And Michigan are pretty freaking good. Like, Michigan State were in that game. Michigan's defense was just too much for them. Ohio State's defense isn't that good this year. They're okay, but they're not scary good. Fucking rip it, man. What were you doing? Why would you do that? Horrible pass. Speaking of in big games, this Rippin kid isn't good in big games. He just throws it up there in a triple coverage. Like it was more like intended, like it was an easier reception for the DB than it was anyone else. Oh, it's okay. I've got a small play on this game. It was a small play on the game, so it's all right. But this game's a defensive battle. Steve Merrill actually said he liked the under. Steve said there won't be a lot of points in this game tonight, and here we are. That's the one thing too. We'll go back to the South Carolina total. South Carolina and Florida, they both average like 30 points a game. So they have to make the total in the 54 range. Like the computer's setting the number, but it's a little bit skewed. When they play against good teams, these offenses, they're not so good. I think that Florida-South Carolina game will go under the number. Wisconsin and Penn State. I wouldn't, here's another one, man. Penn State aren't that good. Penn State shouldn't be laying 8.5 points here. I know this isn't the best Wisconsin team over the years that we've seen. And quite frankly, they're pretty pedestrian, this Wisconsin team. But they've got a really good running back. And it's a Big Ten battle. These Big Ten teams, they usually play each other pretty close. They play each other pretty close. I don't see this. Like, it's going to be a battle. This could be a battle for Penn State to win the game. Like, Wisconsin aren't going to roll over, man. You know what I mean? Wisconsin have lost 3 games this year, and like I said, they're a little pedestrian. It's not the most skilled Badger team that we've seen over the years, but this Penn State team is kind of all over the place. If you watch Penn State play, and I've watched Penn State play a lot, and man, I saw Indiana pick them apart. Like, Penn State's defense isn't that good. And their offense, this McSorley kid is erratic, and he turns the ball over a lot. He seems to be worn out. The Penn State offensive line isn't great. Like, this game's going to be a battle. This game's coming down to the wire, man. And Wisconsin could win the game outright. Give me the Wisconsin Badgers plus the points. I don't like betting on really bad teams, but I don't mind this setting. You can give me the Badgers plus 8.5. Like, I could get the spread. I could understand this number if Penn State was good. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Wisconsin 6-3. They're not the best Wisconsin team this year. Penn State are really, really good. Penn State minus 8.5. And even then, like, I'd be like, yeah, it's a lot of points to be giving the Badgers. Say, listen, like I said, I'll repeat myself. The Badgers aren't like in prime form, but the Badgers are a dangerous underdog, man. Right? Like they've underachieved a bit. They've underachieved a bit as favorites, Like, they were 29-point favorites against Rutgers. They won by 14. They were. I was on that game. They really weren't into it. That was last week, actually. They really weren't into it. You know what I mean? They kind of were. They were up 24-3 at one point in time, and they took the pedal off the metal. They lost by 14 at Northwestern. That's the one thing with Wisconsin, which the problem is, when they've lost this year, they've gotten drilled. Fuck. Michigan fucked them up pretty good, 38-13. Northwestern beat them by 14. But then you look, they went into Iowa and won 28-17. If you look at Penn State have lost 3 of their last 5 football games. Like, they're regressing. Wisconsin are just sort of battling and getting beaten by better teams. But listen, Northwestern are pretty good. You look at Penn State, the 42-7 loss to Michigan. They got smoked by Michigan last week. How are they going to respond to that? Like, college kids, they have a hard time sort of turning the page from this shit, college programs. Look, they beat the week before, they beat Iowa. They were 5.5-point favorites. They won by 6. They played at Indiana. I watched that Indiana game at the Sportsbook with Drew. They got all they can handle from Indiana. Fuck. They won 33-28. It was a fucking battle for them to do it. They played Michigan State. They lost by 4, 21-17. They played Ohio State. It was 27-26. You see where I'm going with this? Penn State either get blown out or play in a really, really close game. Like, Penn State's not blowing teams out. And I don't see why they're going to blow Wisconsin out. Yeah, give me the Wisconsin Badgers plus the 8.5. Texas Christian and West Virginia. That's a pretty cool game. West Virginia have been flying under the radar. It's not the best Texas Christian team either. Normally, I'd say I don't want to lay the points here. I'd be like, I don't want to lay the points, but I don't trust TCU. I don't trust West Virginia either. West Virginia is coming off a massive game last week, an emotional game. I can see West Virginia winning but not covering, and I could also see them blowing TCU out. I don't have an overly great feel for this. I think the over is the way to go. No, I've seen Gary Patterson 12-2 as a double-digit dog. You know what I mean? Like, you're laying double digits to TCU is a dangerous thing to do, even though they're a bad TCU team. TCU's offense is very pedestrian. They started off the season. Their quarterback's not very good. That's their problem. West Virginia score 40 points a game, and they're pretty consistent at that, as we saw last week. They went into Texas and scored 42, right? Like, West Virginia get to 40. They're going to get to 40. The total is only 54. I see 55. I think it can. I think we have a manageable over here. We got a manageable total in this game. Kansas at Kansas State. Bill Snyder basically made his living off of beating up on Kansas, but they're both bad. They're both 3-6. Stay away. SMU and UConn. I don't know. Fuck, I'm not wasting any time on this. I can't break down every college game, but I actually like a couple of these noon starts. Mississippi getting 12.5. Florida, South Carolina under 54. Wisconsin plus 8.5. TCU, West Virginia over 55.5. And now we keep scrolling. Scroll. Then we get into the 3:30 games, the big ones, where I like these games too. Michigan's going to cover. It's down to 37.5 right now. I'm already on the first half. I'm a little concerned about my first half bet. I actually am thinking, man, I should just bet the fucking game. But it's a lot of points, man. Like if Rutgers scores a touchdown or two, I'm screwed. I gotta hope that Michigan. And you know what I'm worried about in the first half bet here, and I laid the 23 already. What I'm worried about in the first half bet here is my concern is that Michigan offensively are a little slow. I don't really think Rutgers are going to be able to score much on Michigan in the game. Michigan should cover this number. Like I said, like Michigan like really drilled them last time they played here. And if you notice, Michigan have been fucking teams up. Now, last year they played, Michigan only won 35-14. And Michigan are a much better team this year. The year before, Michigan won 78-0. The time before they played, Michigan won 49-16. If you look at Michigan's recent scores, they beat Penn State by 35. They beat Michigan State by 14 on the road. They beat Wisconsin by 25. They beat Maryland by 21. Northwestern, they had a hard time with. They won by 3 only. They beat Nebraska by 46. They beat SMU by 25. They beat Western Michigan by 46. Like Michigan, it's very unlike Michigan. And, Michigan have been killing teams this year. Harbaugh's on the warpath. He hears the critics. He hears the mockery. I don't think Michigan let up tomorrow either. Like Michigan haven't accomplished anything yet. You know what I mean? This big Michigan party shit. They haven't accomplished anything. You got Georgia on their heels. You got 2 SEC teams that always get into this thing. You've got Notre Dame that beat us, who are ahead of us. It's not like Michigan can rest on our laurels here. You know what I mean? Like there's, we're good. We're Michigan. Look at us. Everyone's loving us. We're in the playoffs. Look, we're in the playoffs right now. Right? It's like, guys, shit can change in a hurry in college football, guys. I think Harbaugh knows this. I expect Michigan to be focused tomorrow. Do you want to lay the 23 in the first half, or do you want to lay the points in the game? It's up to you. I'm going to end up doing both. And I should note I'm going to the game, so I want to make it a little crazier and more intense. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, you got Bedlam here. I'm going to keep this one simple. Let's just take the over. Let's take the over. Oklahoma are going to score a lot. Oklahoma are 8-1 to the over on the year, guys. They're averaging 49 points a game. Oklahoma State put up 38 a game. Like I know it's a high total, but it's a high total for a reason. It's going to be a really high scoring game. All right, here's another field goal attempt for Fresno. Oh, fuck. 47-yard field goal for the kicker from Fresno at the buzzer at the half here. 10-3 Fresno at the break. We're actually lucky. If you're a Boise backer, you're lucky you're not down by more. The wind kind of blew the ball. It hit the upright, but it bounced in off the fucking upright. Jeff Tedford is 18-1 with Fresno State when leading at the half. Only lost, the only time that Tedford's ever lost with Fresno State when he's had to lead at the half, ironically enough, last year to Boise State. So it's deja vu all over again. And you know there's talk that he's going to bring this up in the room to the kids. We were here last year. We did this. Fuck, come on. Fresno have that mission shit going on to them right now, you can tell. But if I'm Boise, I'm telling my kids, listen, we didn't play well at all. You know what I mean? We didn't play well. We can do a lot better. We're only down by 7 points. Like, this is ours. We got this game. So both teams are going to come out confident. Fresno looked like the better team, though. But, yeah, as far as this Bedlam game is concerned, let's go over the number. Last year they played, it was 62-52, basketball score. Last year the score, the total was 76.5. So this year it's 80. And it was 62-52. The year before that, it was 38-20. Before that, it was 58-23, 38-35, 33-24, 51-48. So, it's one of the higher totals we've gotten. It is the highest total. I'm looking, the highest total that they had was last year, actually, at 76.5. I love Sooner Lisa. And I know she's fired up for this game. Enjoy yourself at the game, Lisa. But seems to me the point spread's too high. Like, the back door is open. You know what I mean? Like, Oklahoma's going to win the game. I see this game as like 50 to 35 in that range. 20.5 is a lot. Like, we saw tonight, Syracuse was like 20.5, 21, and they won by 21 against a bad team. I know, like, it's a different scenario. Oklahoma better than Syracuse, but I'm just saying it's a lot of points. Like, you can be blowing a team out and not cover fucking 20 points. Oklahoma could be up 54 to 30. Oklahoma could be up 54 to 30 with 3 minutes left, and boom, Oklahoma State score a late touchdown. 54-27 final score. Oklahoma State covers a number. Like, the late, that back door is going to be swinging open at 20.5. They're not, Oklahoma State's not great. It's not a great team, Oklahoma State. But, they're only 5-4 on the year. But the thing is, every couple of years they get massacred in this matchup. Yet I'm looking right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 6 times they played, they've only lost by more than 20 once. It's a lot of fucking points. It's a lot of points. I would lean with the dog. And I like the over, too. It's going to get there. Like I said, it'll be like 50-30. It'll be like a 15-point game, 12 points, 17 points, Like I said, I sort of feel it's like a 51-40, 51-35 game in that range. Oklahoma wins between like 10 and 20 points, but we're getting 21. All right, I see that Alabama are laying 23 in this game. Everyone likes Mississippi State. I think it's a big letdown for Alabama. I'm not really seeing it. It's a lot of points. Alabama are due for Alabama get backdoored too sometimes, but I already played the first half in this game. I went 250 on Michigan first half and 250 on Alabama first half. Well, hopefully Michigan are getting it done for me. Alabama are as well at the same time at 3:30. I'll be keeping my eye on that while I'm at the stadium tomorrow. Alabama are 9-0 straight up, but they're 6-3 against the spread. Mississippi State are actually 6-3 against the spread as well. I didn't realize that. Feels like they're not that good this year. They're 6-3 straight up, 6-3 ATS. They played Alabama tough last year. They lost by 6 or 7. It was 30-24, 31-24, 30-24, whatever last year. But Alabama have smoked these guys a lot as well over the years. It's not like Mississippi State are a thorn in their side every year. Those last year they played well, and I laid the first half -14. I don't usually pull the trigger earlier, but I wanted to get the bets in and not lose the money on other stuff. It was the reason why I opened up that account, because I couldn't bet the Rutgers game and I can't make it out to the book. So I'm pretty confident in it. I like it. Alabama -14 first half. Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh, another 3:30 game. I'm a little concerned. I don't like Pitt as favorites, but I told you guys Pitt was going to win 5.5 games, more than 5.5 this year. They're at 5 right now. They're 5-4. They're 4-1 at home. They're a good home team, Pitt. And Virginia Tech blow. This is just not a good Virginia Tech football team. I have a hard. Last week we were on Pitt as underdogs, and I have a hard time with Pitt. Pitt, I have a hard time stringing, back to back, good, getting on a roll. But I think that they kind of are right now. Pittsburgh are 3-1 in their last 4 football games. Nice win against Syracuse. They had nice win against Duke. Nice win against Virginia. They're beating decent teams. If you look at the last 4 games of, they got blown out by UCF. And then after that, they beat Syracuse 44-37 in Pittsburgh. Nice win there. They came back, dramatic win. The following week, they went to Notre Dame. They were getting 21 points. They lost by 5. They gave Notre Dame all they could handle. And in fact, I think that's Notre Dame's slimmest margin of victory this year. In Michigan, we lost by 7. They lost by 5. The following week, hey, we all know Duke are a good football team. They beat a good Duke team, 55-45. Last week, they went into Virginia, a good Virginia team. They beat Virginia by 10. The impressive thing about the Pittsburgh Panthers this year is you look like they can beat Syracuse 44-37. They can put 54 up on the board in a track meet against Duke, but they held their own defensively in a slugfest against Notre Dame. They were able to contain. They're playing some defense. They're able to contain Virginia to 13 points last week. Now you get Virginia Tech, who just seem to be in a free fall right now. Ever since that Notre Dame game, they got blasted by Notre Dame. They barely beat a bad North Carolina team. They got drilled by Georgia Tech at home. They got beaten by Boston College at home. Virginia Tech can't win at home. I like Pitt in this game, but I'm just telling you, I'll tell you now that it's going to be a sweat job. No Pittsburgh games are ever easy. It's going to be a sweat job, but I do like Pittsburgh in this spot. Yeah, what? The Kings got it done. I don't even know, Steve Schmidt. I like the Kings tonight. That was the one game. Oh, that's right. Thanks for reminding me, Paco, to promote it. Yeah, if you guys want to get in a free poker tournament, go over to the Sportsbook Review website. Free poker. You can't beat that. I knew the Kings were to play tonight. The T-Wolves are gutless. I should have got it in, actually. But I've had a good night tonight, so I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, what's the total of that Alabama game? 52. That game's going to go over, too. I'm going to get in on the over that game. Alabama over Mississippi State 52. So that's quite a few college games I just gave you guys. And I'm looking at the later games, and I've studied the early ones more. That Texas Tech game's a good one. I can see that one going over the number. You know, Boston College getting 19 at home could be tempting tomorrow night. I know Clemson have been rolling, but USC are only -4 against Cal, but I'm done with USC. LSU's at Arkansas, it's 11.5 pass. Oregon State at Stanford is 24 pass. You know, intrigued by Boston College at 19. They're 7-2 against the spread. They're 5-0 at home. They're not a bad team, Boston College. You know, the quarterback Wimbush is back. Notre Dame and FSU. FSU are terrible. Notre Dame's going to run them, even with a backup quarterback. I'm not really sure why Cincinnati are 14-point favorites. I know South Florida are a little shaky right now, but I wouldn't lay 14 with the Bearcats either. Corey Mack says he's in Alabama. Yeah, the 24.5 is kind of a weird number. You know, Bama coming off these big games and the LSU game. Like I said, when you're laying 24, Alabama could be up by 27 and get backdoored, right? I hear what you're saying about both sides. I'm playing the first half and I'm playing the over. And it's been a great recipe this year for success. You got keys for success. I told you, I know, man. I'm pissed off I didn't get in on that. That was the one. That was the one. SF is the more. Who's SF? Yeah, I lean with Maryland, but I don't love it, Jay. Who's SF? Crypto boss. Did we kick you out before? I don't trust Kentucky laying points on the road. Oh, South Florida. All right, sorry. Um, just to clarify, crypto boss, moving forward. So to avoid the confusion, UCF, USF, UCF, USF. You know what I mean? Like I saw San Francisco. I'm like, who's SF? San Francisco Dons. Oh God! And what every week Mississippi State's their Mississippi State defense isn't better than LSU's defense. It's the same shit people said last week. No, it's all good, crypto boss. My bad too. If I confuse you with somebody else. Thank you, Jared West. Hey, listen, I'm just giving my opinions on these games. You know, we're just kicking the tires here. Yeah, they're Russian bots. The Nugget plays. We had Syracuse tonight. We have Michigan tomorrow. Yeah, they're 9-0 in the first half. It was tough. I went with two college games. I had Syracuse in the contest. I got Michigan in the contest. And then we've got all right, then we got team 130, 35, 37, 41, and 48. All right, I'll let you know. I'll tell you what my Golden Nugget picks are. It leads us into the NFL now, anyways. It's it's because when you submit your picks for the Golden Nugget contest, you don't give the team name. You just give the numbers. So I never really remember. I look and it's like, fuck, I got to compare the numbers to what I should write it down. Fuck. I said to myself earlier in the week, I was going to write it down because I know people always ask me and I never remember. All right, so we hit Syracuse. Boom. We're up to 34-22 right now in this contest. Still not great, but we're hanging. We're in 65th place. Top 20 makes money. And I'll repeat myself. We started off 5-9, so it took us a couple of weeks to get dust off. Except I had a hard time this week. I didn't want to force too many college games, and I'm like, man, the NFL was tough. So we've got 130 and 135. All right, yeah, I've got the Washington Redskins +3. I've got the Indianapolis Colts -3. 137. Oh, fuck me. I made a mistake, fuck. I wanted the Detroit Lions, fuck. I said the Bears. It's too late, too. They're already in. Fuck. It's confusing, this one. I made one mistake once with a pick in this contest this year, and I lost. I switched it. I actually fucking switched it. I made the mistake, and all picks are final, but I know Vegas Matty well, so I called him, and I said, listen, fuck, switch the pick, fuck. And he did, and I would have won. Fuck, this pisses me off. I like the Detroit Lions plus the points. The other one, I got the Chargers -10. And the New York Giants. And the New York Giants. I know, I love the Lions too. Yeah, we're 33, 22, and 2. There's a couple of pushes. But we got another win tonight. No, I'm not playing in the poker tournament, but I encourage you guys to join it. I have Sports Rage Against the Machine on Wednesday night. I don't have time for poker tournaments. Yeah, they like the machine. I have the machine here. Fuck. Spread betting. The machine likes the Detroit Lions plus the points, the Atlanta Falcons minus the points. It likes the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Miami Dolphins, Washington Redskins, and Philadelphia Eagles. Those are the top machine picks. The Lions, the Falcons, the Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Redskins, and the Eagles. And it's a computer, so it has no emotion. And if somebody doesn't know about the injuries, yes. The computers know about who's in, who's out. Like they know everything. Like they've got the Bears. The computer says the Bears should be 5-point favorites, not 7-point favorites. The computer says the Falcons should be 4-point favorites. The computer says that the Colts should be 1.5 point favorites. The computer thinks that the Packers should be 9.3-point favorites only. And the computer thinks that the Buccaneers should be minus 1.5, not minus 3. Now, the computer's better at totals. The computer slays it with totals. Fuck. Like it's like 70%. I'll share my NFL picks too, and I'm pretty much on the same things as the computer is. The computer slays it. The computer's like the under machine, man. The computer likes the under in the Saints-Bengals game, under 54 in the Saints-Bengals. They like the under 51 in the Falcons-Browns. They like the under in the Dolphins-Packers. They like the over in the Bills-Jets. They like the over in the Patriots-Titans. It's rare they like overs. Whenever the machine likes an over, it goes over. Like the machine liked the over in that. The machine seems to like the overs when it's a small total, and they like the unders when it's a big total. Like that's what the machine's fucking strategy has been, I've noticed. Like whenever it's a high, I don't even have to look. Like whenever there's one of these high-profile games and there's a big total, they always like the under the machine. And anytime there's like one of these really low totals, they like the over. So they like the over in the Bills game. They like the over in the Patriots game. They like the under in the Redskins-Bucks game. They got a 5-star under on the Rams and the Seahawks. So like the Saints-Bengals under, Falcons-Browns under, Dolphins-Packers under, Bills-Jets over, Pats-Titans over, Redskins-Bucks under, Seahawks-Rams under. They don't usually have this many picks. I'm being nice and sharing these with you guys just to show you the power of the machine. But they normally don't have this many projections and confidence picks. Like they got a 4-star play on the under of the Saints-Bengals, a 4.5-star play on the under of the Falcons-Browns, just a half-star on the under of the Dolphins-Packers, 2.5 stars on the Bills and the Jets, 2.5 stars on the Patriots-Titans over, just a half-star on the under of the Redskins-Bucks, and a 4.5-star on the Seahawks Rams under. So their best two unders are the Falcons Browns under and the Seahawks Rams under. Now, when I say these stars, but they're not handicappers trying to sell you, oh, we have a 5-star pick, right? It's the computer basically telling you this is the one that the computer likes the best, the math. Like the projected score is further apart than the final score is on these ones. You know what I mean? Yes, Pittsburgh Brew. That's right. Like there's not a lot. The thing is, that's their computer, right? And it's a sharp computer. And the computer is pretty much in line with the point spread computers. Like we're talking like these guys, these Daily Roto guys, man, they're MIT guys and shit. They're Ivy Leaguers, MIT. So, you know what? Like if the Daily Roto machine was spitting out different projections that were off by 12 points of the real Vegas number, you'd know it was bullshit. You know, the fact that the machine is stingy and says, no, there's not a lot of leeway here. You know what I mean? Like the machine is more realistic. We look at, this and that quarterback sucks and you know what I mean? We have a human aspect to this. They don't. The machine doesn't. The machine's just looking at numbers and saying, you know what? This is what the number is. With this player and this player out and this player in and this player projected to get 300 yards and this, and it all adds up to this fucking projection. See, Pittsburgh Brews on board. I was going to say that. The prop bets, it's great for. Oh, shit. We're done in the Fresno game, 16-3. You're right. It makes you better for prop betting. Like Pittsburgh Brew says, listen, if you're a big time bettor or you play DFS or both, you need a site like this because it does so much work for you. You know what I mean? You can still make your own decisions, but and it's not like writing, okay, take this. It's showing you the numbers. And then it's up to you to crunch the numbers. It's the same thing with the optimizer. Like when we talk about the DFS optimizer, it doesn't mean you run the optimizer and you just copy and paste the lineup. Now you can do that and you'll probably beat most Joe Stiff playing head to head and fucking double ups and shit. But the key is to mix and match the value. Like if you're listening to Game Time Decisions recently, we've been really good at it with NBA. And I basically put the lineup together with the value price, not just what the optimizer says. Because sometimes the optimizer will get stuck on a couple of players. And you don't want to go down just because the optimizer says, take this stiff player that's not going to score anything for you. You know? So you can really, like the optimizer really helps you with props. It really does. Like it helps you with props. It helps you with DFS. It helps you with betting. It's a good tool. Like it's a great site. I visit it every day. I don't even have time around with all the info as much as I do. See, I don't know. That's it. I only use it on my laptop, Brew. Like even guys like they have every day the Daily Roto machine, the site, every day it has every day up it has projections, right? So for like basketball. So every day it'll have like a full page. Every player that's playing in the NBA, it'll say what the computer says that player is going to do tonight. Now, it's often, close to what their player's average is or whatever, but it's realistic. It's actually real. Now, the thing is, specifically in the NBA, it's too hard to stay on top of everything all the time. Unless you're sitting at home, you're a professional gambler, and it's all you do, you know what I mean? And you're in front of a computer all day. You're not going to know little like things that, oh, the Memphis Grizzly fucking, this stiff on the Grizzlies is starting tonight, right? And it has a correlation on the props. So basically you can see, like if it's pretty simple. Like, sometimes the Daily Roto like projections in basketball will like not very big name players, and it'll say, and then because the computer knows this guy's out and this, like a great example, like Corey brought it up. And Corey's been winning a lot recently, Parson. And Corey brought it up. Corey brought it up and he said, listen, when Russell Westbrook is out, Paul George goes over and assists all the time. Like, you can't just force prop bets like every game. Oh, okay, we'll bet long field goal. Oh, we didn't win tonight. Long field, you know what I mean? If you want to get smart about this shit, okay, how do we, you got to attack the game. Okay, Russell Westbrook's out. Paul George fucking passes the ball now. He gets more assists. Dennis Schroeder scores more points. Okay, when Westbrook's out, Paul George props to the assist, Schroeder points. Like, there's a lot of little things like this. Now, the thing is, not every sports book has every player prop. Like Bet365 has, sort of the big name guys. You know, Bet Online's pretty good. They'll have more, you know, bookmakers sort of random. Sometimes they'll have a million other players. Sometimes they'll have LeBron James on, you know what I mean? So, you know, you got to fish around. I found that the FanDuel Sportsbook in the flesh actually is pretty good for NBA props. Like they have a lot of crazy random shit. And, you know, like you can pretty much ask for like a, you know, pretty much they have almost all the players. Listen, they keep raising the price because they keep expanding it, right? You know, like if you want the football analysis, it's cheaper, whatever. But the entire Daily Roto right now, like the entire package type shit is $60 a month. And you get like, you're getting the optimizers, the betting tools. And the thing is, what's cool, and Pittsburgh Brew probably knows this, the betting tools are going to be applied to the NBA, bro. Like they're just, once the football season wraps up, they're going to start applying the betting tools to the NBA, they were telling me. Like they're working on the program now. You know, these guys don't do things half-assed, right? So they said when the NBA program is being worked on, and they're going to have NBA fucking tools for betting every day, which can be great for us, fuck, because the projections will really help us out. I've said this before, guys. It's 2018. All right. We're moving in on 2019. In today's day and age, you cannot not have the help of a computer. If you want to be sitting here on your own, guys, reading this shit, writing shit down and going at it, good for you, good luck. But you really are at a competitive disadvantage. It's like ignoring analytics, you know what I mean? And being a manager. You can't ignore this stuff. So, you know, that's the thing. Yes, unbiased, exactly, Reckless. I like to see just, you know, unbiased, just, you know, because I'm emotional. We're all emotional. Oh, that team sucks. I just saw them play. They just lost. You know what I mean? We're human. You know what I mean? We're all going to fall for it. I fall for it. You know what I mean? I always say, don't believe what you saw last week all the time, but we all do it. You know, there's a human element involved. I like there's no, you know what I mean? This is like, well, come on. You know what I mean? It's going to go over. Well, you know what? If you think it's going over, okay, but this computer is telling you it's not going to go over. Like, right? And more often than times, it's like, fuck it, the computer was right. It didn't go over. You know, it's one of those type of deals where, and, you know, the thing is, too, it's not just, listen, there's a lot of projections out there. Like our boy Pizzola's into the projection business and computer. Like Pizzola was ahead of the curve with this, too. Like he understood this years ago, this stuff. So Pizzola's making a nice living in this stuff doing this. You know, I think what, Prediction Machine or Pick Machine, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of the sites, Number Fire, like there's a million fantasy algorithm sites. Everyone's got their own computer program and shit. You know, and I get it. But the difference is, and I'm not just saying this, but the difference is the Daily Roto one's the best one. They're the smartest guys. None of the other sites have won 7 times $1 million. 7 different millionaires have been made through this website, through this algorithm. Like it's documented. That's 7 people. Plus Dinkmeyer won twice. So like 9 times they have hit the millionaire maker. It's fucking nuts, man. 9 times. Like that's $9 million in winners in the millionaire maker. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Colin Drew from Daily Roto won $250,000 in 2 nights. And he even admitted, he goes, I know nothing about football. He goes, I'm a hockey guy. He's a DFS hockey genius, this guy. He's made his living. He's made a shitload of money playing DFS hockey. He's a computer guy, numbers guy. And, you know, some of the fantasy guys, the DFS guys, like Drew Dinkmeyer is a genius, but he watches the games. Like he knows, like he's not just like a crunch guy. Ricky Sanders is very smart. He's a big sport fan. He watches the games and, you know, he knows like the matchups and everything. Colin Drew admittedly says, I am a numbers guy. Colin Drew said, Colin Drew won $170,000 on DFS football, and he openly states, I'm not a football guy. He said, I use the optimizer and I tweak the numbers a bit. He said, I played the math of the optimizer, and of course he wins fucking $170,000. I use the optimizer, I win fucking 14. We should note, I asked him, I said, how much did you invest to win the 150? He goes, $1,500. He played $10 entry. It was a $10 entry for the contest. He played 150 entries. So these guys aren't fucking around, right? Like he played 150 algorithm optimized entries and one of them won $170,000. We had a listener the other day too that won like $280,000 due to the algorithm. Same shit. He said it was the optimizer that did it. Yeah, but we should know too. We should know, like, they admittedly have stated, yeah, you can play the optimizer for 3 months in a row and not win, right? There's a random anomaly to sports. I mean, like Pittsburgh Brew is stating, it's not the be all and end all. It's just a reference point. It's a guide. In the same way that this show is a guide for some of you. You know what I mean? And talking about the games. It's just a guide. For me, it's just one. It's like 25% of my handicapping. Like I read the playbook on a weekly basis. I fucking crunch the DFS numbers and the computer numbers. I do my own analysis. I have my own eyeball test. I have my own instinct. You know what I mean? Like there's like, I have like 8 criterias. And I know when I'm going to win a bet or not. And I know when I'm not. You know what I mean? Like even before we place it, yet as degenerate gamblers, we still place the bet. Like this game. Like I knew last night I would win the over the Steeler game. That's why I bet more on it. I should have only bet that game. But the degenerate in me, let's get this in, this in, and that in, and this in. This one, we knew deep down inside, man, Fresno is better than Boise. But it's on TV. We're going to be doing a show during the game. Friday Night Football. Let's get a little piece of it, right? Unless you're betting like a computer and like a fucking shark, you won't win, man. You got to be systematic. It's hard, fuck. It's hard for me to be systematic hosting these shows because I want to have fun. We talk about the games in game and you know what I mean? Like I would be a better gambler if I didn't do all these shows. I really would be. Like this shit cuts into my capping. Like if I lived alone and like, you know what I mean? I was on an island, I didn't do shows and my life was just betting on sports all day, I would win more. Like it's tough, man. Like I'm on the air 18 hours a day. I don't have time to cap as much as I need to at times. That's why like I've narrowed it down. I have time to cap the NFL right now, and I do. I have time to cap the college football, and I do. And college football has been tough for me. You know what I mean? I don't have enough time for it, but I'm finding I squeeze it in. I got to force myself. Like the other night, Wednesday night, I was like, dude, you're tired. It's Wednesday, but jump into college football here. Go over the games in your head here. Look at the board. You know what I mean? Like, once this football, college basketball, I've dangled. We did all right in the first night. I haven't really went back too much. We'll jump in here soon there. I really would be like, hey, that would be me. I'd be like Rosti. Touchdown, Boise. Like, guys, it's hard to host a morning show, and it's not just a gambling show like SBR, right? Like the morning show it's like, dude, we're on fucking terrestrial radio and all these markets. And we're supposed to make people laugh and this and that. Like, so it's not just me talking about gambling all day, right? Like, so I have like these outside pressures of media and, but I've been very fortunate in my life that in this career that, I don't sell picks. I don't judge people that do, but I don't really have to. I've been lucky that I get paid by networks to give picks. You know what I mean? It's better. You know what I mean? Like I've been very lucky like that. That these networks respect my opinion enough to go on the air. And hey, if I sucked at it that badly, I wouldn't be doing it for 18 years. What's up, Vancouver? Are you trying to say, Iggy, I'm a god or a goof? Because I don't know what a goog is. I'm thinking he's probably trying to say goof, but he's too stupid. Or he says, I'm a good man. Keep it up. What's this big man saying? Our people are bad in here. You guys, listen, I got no problem with big man personally, but I don't have time to play fucking. Dude, I got shit going in my life that I don't care what other people tweet. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? We're talking about games, not what other people tweet and like all that. I'm not into internet feuds and shit like that. Like Gundy says, I'm a man. That's some kid shit. Fuck. Who feuds with people on the internet? Like kids do. Like I always get that. Oh, did you see this feud? Big man's feuding with this or whatever. It's like no, fuck. I have a life. Like no, I don't. Like yeah, I'm on Twitter and shit, but I'm tweeting about games and sports and shit. I don't care about like other. And that's the big thing in my life that it's good for me. I don't concern myself with other people. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Good or bad. Like I'm not envious of people. I'm not jealous of people, and I'm also not boastful of other people. I don't think I'm better than other people. As you get older, you'll be more like that. People, you settle into that. Exactly, Paulo. Yeah, I'm not into drama. Like you guys have seen. Like I'm not a drama guy. Like when was the last time you see me on Twitter going back and forth with someone? Like I'll tell trolls to suck my dick or something, but you know what I mean? Like I'm talking about like real shit, you know? All right, so I can't be here all night. I got an early morning once again. We got a college football show, but we'll jump into the NFL. Jump into the NFL momentarily here. Give me a minute. And we talked a lot of college football tonight. Fun show. We got the college game going on here. We appreciate you guys joining us. Give us a thumbs up. And remember, sign up over at Bet Online. Get a free bonus. Sport SBR. Exactly, Paco. You're out on the streets, Paco. There's, you know what I mean? There's real problems in the world. And, you know, Twitter wars aren't one of them. All right. We'll blast through the. See you later, Mo Diggs. What up, Big Tom? All right, so NFL football. So 17-10. We got a puncher's chance in this Fresno game still. I don't think Boise's going to get it done, but we got a shot. All right, so NFL football. Arizona Cardinals, Kansas City Chiefs. I'm passing on the game. I don't know what to do with this game. Kansas City probably cover. I mean, they're 8-1 against the spread. I've kind of missed out on the KC train. I was on them early. Remember, I got into it with Babano before the year started. Like, I won't bring that up to Babano. Remember, we got in a big fight about the Chiefs, and he said the Chiefs suck. And I said, if you can recall, I said the Chiefs win total at 7.5 was free money, and they're 8-1 right now. But nevertheless, so yeah, the Chiefs obviously don't suck. They're 8-1 against the spread, so they cover every fucking week. It's 16.5 points. Take Arizona at your own peril. It's Arizona or pass. The Falcons are up to 6 points right now. I'm not taking Cleveland, but I don't like it. I don't like Atlanta at 6 on the road here. I actually am a public mark, so I like the over 51, but the machine says under. So I'm not taking the over. I'm staying away from this game. There's no rule that says you have to bet every NFL game. The Jets should destroy the Bills if Nate Peterman plays. You always figured Nate Peterman will show up one week, but he's just terrible. And Josh McCown starting for the Jets. The Jets are better with Josh McCown than they are with Sam Darnold. So I don't like that game, though, either. For the record, the computer likes the over. The Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears, I do like. I don't understand the point spread here, and it pisses me off that I fucked it up in the fucking contest there. Fuck. Maybe, I don't know, man. You can't kill yourself over this shit. I should have triple checked. I didn't even double check. I sort of did it quickly, and fuck, man. So the Detroit Lions are getting 7. Matt Stafford's 9-1 straight up the last 10 times against the Chicago Bears. The Bears are a better team than the Lions. I get it. The Lions are kind of flaky when Matt Patricia is the coach, but 7 points is too many points for a division game. They always play tough games. Usually Detroit always wins a close game against these guys, so I expect Chicago to win a close game against them this time. I like the Detroit Lions plus the 7. Colts and Jags is a tricky one, isn't it? But I'm not going to overthink it. And remember last week, guys, the books had their worst week ever, right? They lost like $10 million and they were crying about it. And the public crushed the sports books last week. And for the record, actually, the public has done a lot better over the last 2-3 years. Like sports books make a little less, like they used to just beat everybody all the time. And why the public won last week? Nothing crazy happened last week. The favorites went 10-2. You know what I mean? Like everyone patted himself on the back last week because fucking, they won money or whatever. And the market's so smart, whatever. The market wasn't so smart. It was the fact that basically the good teams win and the bad teams lose. It's like we always talk about the guy that won the super contest. What was your theory this year? Like some wise guy, computer guy or whatever, your algorithm. He said, no, man. He said, I bet against, I bet on the good teams. He said, it was the year the Dallas Cowboys were good, 2 years ago with Prescott and shit. He said, the Cowboys seem to win every week and cover every week, so I took them every week. He goes, the Cleveland Browns, never win, and I bet against them every week. His logic was like, wow. We're sitting here breaking these games down, trying to sound smart. This guy's like, Cleveland are bad, so let's just take the other team. Like the guy bet against Cleveland 14 times, and he bet on Dallas 14 times. He really did. I'm not even exaggerating. Like he took the Cowboys every week, and he went bet against the Browns every week. So this year it's the same thing. Like last week the book got killed because everybody took the Kansas City Chiefs minus 8.5 at Cleveland. And it's funny because I read up on it, and the book said that they said the sharps were on the Browns, but it couldn't stop it. They said it was an avalanche of public money on all the public sides, and the public sides all won. Fuck. Everyone took Pittsburgh against Baltimore. Everyone took Kansas City. It was like a bunch of games. So everyone took the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Lions last week and cover. And the Vegas guy said there was a car convention in town. There's like 100,000 car guys in town, and they all won. That's why Vegas got killed last week, because there was a big convention there. So where I'm going with this is, I don't know. We overthink this shit. So the Cardinals suck. The Chiefs should just kill them. The Falcons might cover, but it's 6. That's a tricky one. The Bills, the Bills have a really good defense, but, the Bills are sort of tapped out a bit. The Bills' defense is worn out, but they were worn out against the Bears. I think they'll be a little refreshed. It's a weird game. If Nate Peterman plays, you can't take them, If it was Josh Allen or Derek Anderson, I'd be on the Bills plus the 7, but it's not. And I'm done losing money on Nate Peterman games. I like the Detroit Lions we talk about. The next one, this is what I was going to say. So this one, I'm sure a lot of smart guys and a lot of cappers this week. And I didn't watch all the videos. And when I say this, I'm not saying it to mock anybody, but I'm just stating that I know the narrative this week is that the Jags are going to win this game, that the Jags are desperate, and the Jags are somehow this good team that are, no, this is the week they show up. But no. Like we're not at the week the team show up. We're at the week where Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. If you're an NFL team, you are what your record says you are right now. And Bill Parcells is one of the best ever, and it's one of the best lines ever, and it's right. He said it. He goes, at the halfway mark, you are what your record says you are. Touchdown, Boise. Oh, no, sorry. First and goal. My bad. Fuck, I hate mushing that. My bad. Sorry. The kids were acting like it was a touchdown. I think they're on the goal line type thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It looked like a touchdown, but it might be a touchdown or might not be. But it's first and goal either way. We're good. It looked like a touchdown to me. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. What do you guys arguing? It's a touchdown. The ball's crossed the plane. That's a touchdown. Oh, no, maybe his elbow's down a half inch, whatever. Just punching it. I think Corey Mack might be right. I think there's hell to pay. The book's gonna like be back with a fury. You'll see. Maybe the public wins again this weekend. But there'll be a weekend like when it's cold and dark and late November, and it's gonna be a bloodbath. Fuck. The books are gonna be laughing like once again. Ha ha ha! We killed you all 3 weeks in a row. Hey, I do better when the books win. I'm not a public bettor. You know what I mean? I should be. It bothers me I haven't been because, like I am going with this, is that we overthink things. Oh, no, but this team, I think I know better. Oh, to let the public jump on this. I know better than the public. And whenever, like last week, everybody won, the public won. I didn't win. I didn't lose. Like I told you, I didn't lose. I didn't win, though. You know what I mean? I broke even. I lost juice. I got screwed on a teaser by half a point. You know what I mean? It was one of those. It was just an average, another screw, a typical Sunday. It wasn't like good. It wasn't bad, but everyone was like, oh, it was the greatest Sunday ever. It's like, fuck, it wasn't for me. All right, it's first and goal from the half-inch line. So, all right, let us know the first halves you like Pittsburgh, Brew. So, like I said, I don't think the Jags are good. Now they get Leonard Fournette back. So it is an all-in game for the Jags. So if you believe in that, and if you believe the Jags still have a season, and you believe the Jags have the mental toughness that, you know what, this is all in for us. I don't know, man. You look at the Jags, they got fucking nearly arrested in London. There's Jalen Ramsey's melting off behind the scenes. Blake Bortles basically, 2 weeks ago finally snapped and fucking said he's tired of everyone blaming him all the time when it is kind of your fault. He's like, oh, when we win, it's the defense. When we lose, it's me. It's like, Blake, don't piss the guys on defense off, right? And then quite frankly, even the Jags defense hasn't been as scary. It's tough for defenses when, the offense sucks, right? They got worn out. So the Jags, like the Bills defense is really good, but they get frustrated and worn out. Like the Jags are getting to that point where you can always tell when DBs are after plays when there's a play against them, and you can see teams get mad, and you can watch them the progression of the meltdown, right? And I've been watching it with the Jags for a couple of weeks. It started out with Jalen Ramsey. I got my teammates back. To now, after the games, he's like, I don't know, man. Why you ask me the same questions all the time? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? You just watched the – it's like, hey, you guys fucking 6 weeks ago were talking shit. Now you're fucking don't talk to me. The Jags are on the downturn, but the Colts are shaky. This game is going to come down to the wire. I'm kind of screwed on this one. I like the Colts, but I'm scared. And then I'm regretting taking the Colts in the contest already. It's one of these weird deals. The game, it's a tough game. I think the Colts win, though. I'm not going to overthink it. I think the Colts win. Andrew Luck's playing good football. Marlon Mack's playing good now. Before they didn't trust him to protect the quarterback. Now he's on the field. So, the Colts offense is very good. These guys put up points against everybody. They're coming off a bye week. They put up 42 points in their last game against the Raiders on the road. The Colts record doesn't really matter this year. The Colts aren't disappointed. You know what I mean? They like to win more, but it's not like the Colts, it's a disappointing season. Look at their record and stuff. They have a new coach in Frank Reich who's learning the ropes as a coach. He took a gamble once and he lost. He could have won that game. You know what I mean? And really, it's all, and look, they're not winning. The Kansas City Chiefs are great. Teams got to be realistic. And they are. They know. It's like they're not winning. They're not better than the Houston Texans this year. It is what it is. Their big goal this year is just keep Andrew Luck healthy. Let's let Andrew Luck get through a year of football healthy. Let's let this young nucleus gel a little bit. But we'll win some football games. We're not tanking, but you know what I mean? We're no panic, right? Like I like teams like that in that mode. Like they're comfortable. You know what I mean? Like they're not going in there, we suck. Like the Jets are going into work on Sunday going, oh, God, this is terrible. We suck. We better win. There's certain teams with pressure. The Colts don't have pressure on them. The Jags have all this pressure. And I'll tell you right now, if the Colts come out quick, bam, bam, and Andrew Luck starts going down the field to T.Y. Hilton and stuff, the Jags are going to implode. They're like a street ball team. They're going to implode. When shit goes well for the Jags, they're good. When shit goes bad, the finger pointing will start. And if the Colts can get up, Bortles will struggle. He's on a short leash. It's not a comfortable room, the Jags. Touchdown, Boise. We got a game. It's not a comfortable room. You know what I mean? It's not like that team bus right now and the hotel in the middle. It's tense with the Jags. They have a lot of smack talkers. The season's imploding. Tom Coughlin's a hard ass who's really pissed off. It's not a good year for them. And I'm not sure they flick the switch tomorrow, suddenly, or Sunday. Patriots and Titans, an interesting game. Mike Vrabel, I got to pick up the pace. I got to get out of here. So Mike Vrabel knows the Patriots system very well. He was a Patriot. We were on the Titans on Monday Night Football, but this is a game where I like the Titans on Monday, but that's because it was against Dallas, right? No, listen, Tennessee are a very good home team. All right, they're very good. They've been great at home over the last 2 years with Mariota, but they're 10-2 straight up type shit at home. But the thing is, they're playing the Patriots, and if the Tennessee Titans fall behind, I don't think they can keep up. If Brady comes out and Brady is all business and it's fucking 14-3, the Titans are screwed. The Patriots will put the grips in. But the thing is with me with this game is I don't think the Patriots are that good. The Patriots will lose in the playoffs, but I don't want to lose a bunch of money until the playoffs, betting against them. I'll wait for my spot, and when the Patriots play a good team, it's see you later. They're going to lose. But, the Titans played on Monday, coming off a win. They played a good game against Dallas, but it was an easy game, against Dallas. Tennessee were never taken out of their comfort zone. Tennessee dinked and dunked and did the little zone read option shit. They dinked and dunked their way to the win because Dallas, they knew. They were listen, Dallas aren't doing anything on offense. They don't throw the ball down the field. We can just run the ball and do our thing. And that's how bad of Coach Dallas are. You got to take the other team out of your comfort zone. It's guys, you're playing Tennessee. Make them fall behind and make Mariota throw. Belichick's a genius. He's going to know this. He's going to go, guys, let's get up 14-0 on them and make Mariota throw the ball and beat us. And it won't happen. But part of me says, you know what? Mike Vrabel and the Titans are going to give them all that they can handle. The Patriots aren't a great road team. That game against the Bills, man, the Bills game, and the Titans are better than the Bills. I could see it being a similar game. So I don't want to sit on the fence on this one. For me, it's Titans or pass, but I think the Titans can hang around, but there's always that concern. I do like the Bengals. The Bengals are getting 6 right now, and I don't know why I didn't take the Bengals earlier in the day, because that's why I didn't take the Bengals. The Bengals were only 4.5 in the Nugget contest. And I was like, I don't like the value if I'm getting 6 here. I don't want to play against the numbers and the math. But I like the Bengals in this game. The Saints were in Baltimore 3 weeks ago and won a tough game on the road only because Tucker missed the extra point. The following week, they were on Sunday Night Football in Minnesota in a game that they really wanted, an emotional game against Minnesota, the revenge game. They won. Last week, they were in the showdown of the century against the Rams. They won. It's going to catch up to them. Now they're going into the Midwest, shitty weather, Cincinnati. I'll tell you right now, New Orleans will win this game, and Cincinnati will cover. I got a feeling it's going to be 24-23 or 27-24. And the total's 53.5. And we told you that the computer likes the under. So I think that's the route that it goes. 27-24 Saints, 24-23. Dalton will do something late. The Bengals will lose a heartbreaker. Vontaze Perfect will take a foul, a personal foul. You know what I mean? Like, they'll do something. The Bengals will be the Bengals. They'll lose the game, but they'll cover the number. Give me the +6. I like the Washington Redskins. And yes, I'm aware everybody's hurt, but this is one of these games where I'm going contrarian. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers blow. They suck. Give me Alex Smith over Ryan Fitzpatrick. Give me Jay Gruden over Dirk Cutter. And give me the much better defense. Everybody's hurt on Washington, but it's all on offense. And whatever, man. They'll patch together an O-line. They'll be all right. Alex Smith will be all right. They'll move the sticks. They've got Doxson. They've got Jordan Reed. They've got Adrian Peterson. It's not like they got a fucking replacement scab team. They'll be all right. They lose one game to the Falcons. Everybody's off their wagon. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers give up 34 points a game. They're one of the worst defenses in the history of the NFL. They're terrible. Like, even banged up Redskins will do enough to move the sticks. And the Redskins have a loaded secondary. Tampa's strength is throwing the football, right? They got Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson and O.J. Howard and Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they're just going to throw the ball all the time. But, you know what I mean? You got Josh Norman. You got Clinton Ha-Ha-Dix. You got Dunbar. You got a loaded secondary. They lost last week, but that's the whole thing in the NFL. A team loses one week, and the public thinks they jump off the ship, and then they lose the money, and they go back and forth. And I'm taking the Redskins. Is it the lock of the century? No. The Redskins are banged up, and it's tough when you're missing 4 of your 5 offensive linemen. We're hoping that one of the more guys. I hope they're only missing 3 when it's all said and done, but. It's not like they're only playing with one offensive lineman. You know what I mean? They're still allowed to bring in other guys to play. And who says that the backups aren't going to be good too? You don't know, right? It's more in college that, though. NFL backups aren't as good. But in college, I don't panic about college injuries. Oh, this guy's out. It's like, so what? Fuck, it's college. Fuck. The next kid could be better, The Chargers and Raiders. Now we get into blowout games. I think the Chargers do blow out the Raiders. I think the Packers do blow out the Dolphins, although I don't trust the Packers ever, but I do think they do. I think the Packers we're taking our frustration out on you game. Like, Packers probably win like 38-17, 38-10. Raiders blow. Raiders will come out, play fierce for the first few minutes like they care, and the Chargers will just wear them out. Chargers are really good this year and done a nice job of taking care of business. Chargers generally aren't good double-digit favorites, but the Raiders are that bad. That's a good teaser right there. Packers and Chargers. I don't see the upset happening in either game. And the other 10-point spread, all 3 games at 4 o'clock, 4:25 are 10-point spreads. The other one is the Seahawks at the Rams. Give me Russell Wilson as a double-digit dog any fucking time of the day, man. Yeah, I don't even need to break this game down. I know the Rams are really good. One thing with the Rams is, though, the Rams are really good, but they haven't been covering numbers. Like, the Rams aren't this ATS covering machine. Even when they were winning, they were killing teams until they weren't, type of thing. And I think the Rams are in for a little bit of reality check. They're a good team. They're going to Mexico, though, this week. They're playing the Chiefs in Mexico City. They just coming off the Saint loss. Their secondary's banged up. I'm not off the Rams wagon. I think the Rams are still Super Bowl contenders, but it's a long season, and not every week's going to be, strawberry and cream. So, I think the Rams get back on track and win this game, but the underdog is 6-1 in the series, the last 7 times that they played. They're 6-1. I like the Seahawks in this game. You remember they played earlier in the year, and it was 33-31. And it was a 2-point game. It'll be the same thing. Not the same 2-point game, but these two teams always play each other tough. 6-1, the underdog last 7. Remember years ago when the Rams were really bad with Jeff Fisher and the Seahawks were going to the Super Bowls and stuff? The Rams used to beat them outright. Like Russell Wilson used to like only lose to the Rams somehow. It was like his nemesis, even though they were terrible. It was bizarro world. And now like the roles have switched where it's like, yeah, you guys are better than us, but you're not going to kill us, right? Like it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry. And, like I said, the Rams are going to Mexico City after the game. They just need to win the game and get back on track. I think the Rams win by 6 or 7 or something. Seattle will be close, but they won't win. The Rams will win, but double digits, give me Russell Wilson. And finally, in closing here, the Cowboys. I like the Giants on Monday Night Football. I'll let you know because I don't see you until then. But I like the Giants on Monday Night Football. Giants are going to win the game outright. Plus 165 on the money line. Yeah, Giants win. Giants are coming off a bye. Giants aren't tanking. You know what I mean? They want to win. Trust me, Eli Manning wants to win this game. He needs to win this game. Like, he needs to win, otherwise he's getting benched, and his career's over in New York. His career's already over in New York, but it's going to end like this week if he doesn't win. San Francisco beat up on a bad Raider team last week that quit. Right? The Raiders quit. The Giants haven't quit in any game this year. Look, in the last game the Giants played, they backdoored the Falcons. Like, the Giants haven't quit. They just don't win. Eli's just not great. But this is a good spot for them. They're coming off a bye week. They're in a desperate situation just to damn win a freaking game. San Francisco's got this Mullins kid that lit up the Raiders. People think he's Joe Montana now suddenly. They're laying 3.5 points. Like, New York have way more talent. Like, New York just needs to show up and do this and win. They will. They just need to show up and handle their business. Give the ball to Saquon Barkley. It's very simple. Don't fuck it up. Give the ball to Barkley. Like, Giants are one of my best bets this week. It's the best bet of the week, I think, for me. I'm going to go big on the Giants on the money line on Monday Night Football. And the Giants have played their best football on the road this year. They beat the Houston Texans on the road. The Carolina Panthers needed a 63-yard field goal to beat the Giants. Eli Manning threw for like 360 yards. Against the Atlanta Falcons, they fell behind, but they didn't quit. They came back. They backdoored the game. Eli Manning threw for like 390 or something. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, Eli's been bad, but they're still putting numbers up. Like, you throw the ball to Odell Beckham, he'll give you 60 yards. You know what I mean? Like, Odell has 100 yards a week, even though they suck. Odell Beckham's amazing. Just get him the ball. Get Barkley the ball early. Don't fall behind early. And there's, the recipes for the Giants here. But the Giants want this game bad, and they're going to get it. They're going to beat San Francisco. Like I said, the Giants, it's better than this game. If this game was in New York, I'd like San Francisco. Like, people in New York want to punch these guys in the face. Like, they're better off on the road. They played their best football on the road. They're more comfortable on the road. Give me the Giants on the money line. And that Cowboy-Eagle game on Sunday Night Football, that's an intriguing one to me. It almost feels like everyone's on it. Oh, man, the Cowboys suck. You just saw them lose. And, the Eagles are going to blow them out. But once again, Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. And the Eagles are 4-4. No excuses. They're 4-4. Like, don't wall this and that. No, you're a 4-4 football team. You're a 4-4 team. And now suddenly, the people act like it's not last year, guys. The Eagles aren't the same team as last year. The Eagles are still good. They can be good. They're probably going to win a division still, depending on what the Redskins do this week. Big game for the Skins. But the Dallas Cowboys are a horrible home favorite. All right? Like, you can blindly bet against the Cowboys at home and win money. They're 27-31, as we talked about the other night. 27-31 on their home field. Therefore, imagine what they are ATS. They're money burners at home. The Cowboys are a good road team. They've always been a good road team. Like, even back in the Tony Romo days, they've been a good road team. They're a good road team, the Cowboys. They've always been better ATS on the road. The Cowboys have always been good road underdogs, especially in the division. And this is total gut check time. The only problem is they've got a lot of pressure on them, the Cowboys. But it's total gut check time for the Cowboys. You're 3-5. You go to 3-6. Garrett gets fired. Jerry's has a fucking heart attack. You know, the world mocks you. You know, Jason Kelsey, the Eagles, is talking, you know, this week about how he hates the Cowboys and their fans and what they stand for. You know, we talked about it on the morning show today. A 7-year-old fucking kid wrote a letter to Jerry Jones saying the Cowboys suck. Like, you know, this is gut check time for the Cowboys. I haven't made up my mind on this one. I'm just telling you guys right now. I'll tweet it out. I'll see you online and shit, and I'll be on. I'm on the air Sunday, so we're breaking these games down again. So, but I'm just telling you, be careful with the Eagles. I'm not so sure it's going to be a blow for the Eagles. And with that, I got to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Sign up and bet online on the SBR website. Check out the SBR videos in the morning. If you want to check me, Joe Lisi, and Rich Sermonello out, I'm going to be on at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, my bad, excuse me. I'm so used to being on at 9 every morning. 10 o'clock a.m. And I'm leaving early, though. I'm going to be out of there at about 11:45 or so. I'll be going to the Michigan-Rutgers football game. I'll do some periscoping from the football game. We'll see you guys. Gave you a shitload of picks. Other than that, we're done. As they say, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Other than that, you're on your own. Later.